Every episode with Savannah blowing smoke to the camera.
No,
Oh,
no, no. No, no, no.
Well, do it now because the episode is live. Hey
Hi,
guys,
guys.
it's your mom's basement, episode 19. We're now like a fully mature. We've already did a year of being 18 and doing stupid things. We're a little bit older and wiser now. Happy episode 19. Also, welcome back Ian, who we totally missed last week, but who was rocking the chat really hard.
hello.
Doing a little bit better, and he's back.
He's
I
back,
missed
he's
that.
back. He's back in action.
Ian is back. So anyways, it's Your Mom's Basement. Let me do the whole intro thing first, and we'll get into the good shit. Your Mom's Basement is an interactive comic book club where it's literally just me and my friends and the live chat, which is a huge part of the show. Just getting together every week and talking about some of the comic books that came out this week. We also pick a volume of like a trade of one of our favorite comic books, and we try to get other people to read it. And then we, like I said, we get here and we talk about it and we keep the chat going. And even if you're not here for the live episodes, the great news is that the episode gets archived onto the YouTube channel, and then you can go back and watch it and keep the conversation going in the comments down below. So don't worry if you missed the live show. Let's admit it. This is a long show, and we're very wordy, breathy people, so sometimes you take us down in little bite-sized morsels, and that's why you watch the video like 10 minutes at a time. So anyways, it's okay. This is episode 19, and tonight we are talking about Umbrella Academy by Gerard Way, number 1. I'm really excited for this. It's Gerard, believe it or not, out of nowhere became one of my favorite comic book writers after he put this comic out, and you would know him from the lead singer and lyricist for My Chemical Romance, and he's also got a really awesome solo project, and he is also now spearheading the Young Animals imprint through DC Vertigo, so we'll be seeing some more of his stuff coming through soon.
In July, actually, Doom Patrol is already up on iBooks in Apple. So I saw it for pre-order, and he said he's coming. All of that stuff is on its way. It's all in its finishing stages. So he also did Killjoys. If anybody read that, it's another book
With
by Gerard
Becky
Way.
Cloonan.
Awesome book.
Really good.
We like Gerard Way.
Yeah, Gerard knows how to write a pretty damn awesome comic.
Yes, we're excited.
So we'll talk about that tonight. Hopefully you guys got involved and read it, and then we'll get together and we'll talk about that. And what else do I need to say? Okay, Kirk, shut the fuck up because you already have a sore throat and you missed everyone this week. Guys, Miss Savanna, Mr. Ian, guys, say hello.
Hello.
Hi, guys. It's
So
all
I can't access the chat. I've been trying to access the chat for the past like 10 minutes, and
Is that going to
nada.
give you complex? I don't even know how to get to the chat. I'm never on it.
I've got the chat open. I'm going to say hello to people that we got in here tonight. So we got Jonathan, or as I know him, Ronan, and he is also the moderator tonight. Got the
Yay!
power in the chat. Also, Benjamin Metzler, who I have very much enjoyed. I believe you've just discovered the show, and you've been watching the videos and been leaving comments on past episodes. So, Ben, welcome to Your Mom's Basement. Welcome to the YMB fam. Thanks for supporting tonight. Who else do we have here? Oh, Brian. Brian's back. Balagad, good to see you, dude. Brian was, if you remember, the guy who jumped into the show because I mistakenly gave the link to the chat online for anyone to jump in.
The hot one, yeah.
Brian had fans with Ian and Savannah when he popped up. So, and I hope he's blushing.
Savannah and I
movie.
talk about him all the time, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah. Anyways, a lot of good comics came out this week. We'll get to those more than anything else. Ian, how was your week, sir? Because I just you again.
It was an improvement from the week before. Just try to get through like work and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back, and I feel good because I got painkillers, and I'm more used to them now.
Yeah.
And lots of Scooby snacks. Lots of Scooby snacks.
Ian's on a Scooby-Doo bender.
Yeah.
I know.
All about it right now. It's great.
Also, we're really excited that he's going to give us his lowdown, full-on review of Scooby Apocalypse issue 2 later tonight, which I'm excited about.
You guys don't know this
Yeah.
title.
And I think the entire review is just going to be about how hot Shaggy is in the comic.
Totally.
Shaggy.
Actually.
And Miss Savannah, what's up?
Hi, everybody. What's that?
So can we just kind of get some really rad stuff out of the way now? Because Savannah's got something that she got. It's over her right shoulder, and I want her to talk about it.
I did get a thing.
Get a
Super
thing.
radical thing. I waited a long time for this thing. My lion cat plushie. It's huge, actually. You want me to make it make noises? It says lying, and it purrs. From Essential Sequential, even though I hate them. For personal reasons.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if that's even going to sound like anything. I'm just winging it.
I love it.
Kitty, kitty. Anyway, lion cat. It's awesome. It's soft, and it's green and has a bendy tail. And it's a lion cat. There's nothing else to say other than that it's a lion cat.
And it says lying, and it's really cute and adorable. And
Yep. My dog keeps trying to eat it.
no,
Oh no.
not cool.
Remember those hammers that came out, the Thor's hammers? Those were his favorite toys.
Those
I was like, don't eat my hammer, damn it, dog. We're not worthy.
Oh, that's great. I went to Harry Potter World this week.
Oh yeah, how was
I
that?
saw.
It was fucking awesome.
Did you have butterbeer? Did you ride a broomstick? Did you play Quidditch?
Dude, not only that, first of all, I need to tell you guys, like, I honestly think the Harry Potter ride might be one of the best rides I've ever been to at an amusement park. And Universal doesn't have, like, a whole lot of great things, but, yeah, there's definitely going to be a season pass in my future at the end of the summer. And it was fucking cool. It's not as big as Florida, obviously. We don't have a Diagon Alley, but there was butterbeer. Lots of butterbeer was had.
Was it delicious?
What did you buy?
Dude, so you also get the opportunity to go get a wand. And a lot of people don't realize this. So you actually get to go to a wand ceremony, and then they take you in. And it's very, please exit through the gift shop, because it's an entire gift shop of wands. And I stood there for like 20 minutes. My friend Jacqueline was just like, Kirk, you got to fucking at least like pull one of these things out of the wall and check them out. And I didn't know what to do. So I went over finally, and I just like saw one box, and I grabbed it, and I pulled it out, and I opened it, and right away, immediately, I was like, cool, I don't need to see any of the other wands. This one, my wand chose me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Fuck yes.
It's so cool.
You know me. I am definitely House Slytherin.
That's
So fuck
beautiful.
My
What's it
wand
made of?
picked me. It was the first one I pulled out of the wall.
Tell me about it.
A lot of people don't realize this. When you get one of the wands and you go over through the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, you get to switch the wand, say some magic words, and some of the land interacts with you.
Wow.
So cool.
Yeah,
So
look at that.
magical.
This is so badass.
I love it.
So badass. So, yeah, fuck you. I'm a wizard.
Are you gonna name your wand?
That's very phallic and male, and probably.
Make it a female name, just to make it.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna call it something like really, like feminine, like Minerva, or I don't know.
Minerva.
But I got a fucking wand, brah.
Dope.
It was
That's
awesome.
beautiful.
Anyways,
I have nothing to show but a health condition, so.
Doesn't matter, dude. You've got
Better
a
though.
pretty face, and we're glad you're back.
Yeah.
We missed you.
We can't do this without you.
Dude, would you
Yes,
see one of
you
the comments?
can.
No, we can't.
No, we can't. You
Did
bound.
see
guys
what a
don't
fiasco
realize.
the last episode was? Did you watch that episode at all?
I just wanna say, I loved last week's episode so much that I considered quitting so I can become a viewer.
No!
That's how good it was.
No!
That's how good it was. It was
No.
amazing.
You're baloney. That's a bunch of baloney.
Dude, one of the comments on the video is literally, and if Ian's not back next week, we riot.
See?
Oh, out of like what, 50 about Savanna and you?
No. No. Yeah.
Just kidding. Oh, I love that person.
That
So-
person loves you.
Whoever it
Sorry,
is.
bro. You're Y&B fan, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Okay. Where are we starting this week?
Okay.
We
Do
can
you
start.
guys you just want to dive right into the Umbrella Academy, and then we'll talk about like comics and GOT and Preacher later?
Sir, yes, sir. That's twice.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
so
stop saying
weird that
that.
you call me that. I don't know what to do with that.
I'm sorry. I paid for Captain America this week against my will.
And
What?
I haven't even read it yet, but I did buy
Oh
it.
my God!
Yes, you do?
Wow.
I don't know. I'm annoyed about it.
so it's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
So is this issue 2 following that Hill Hydra business?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, well, keep us updated. I'm actually kind of sad that you didn't read it.
I will. It's because I didn't read it intentionally so that I wouldn't talk about it on the show, but I will tweet about it later.
Oh, don't
What?
worry. She'll.
Great
Okay.
tweet.
It's okay. I still think Nick Spencer is writing an amazing series with The Fix. But that's just me. Anyways.
I'm just kidding.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Kirk. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Nick
All right.
Spence.
So, Umbrella Academy by Dark Horse Comics and Gerard Way. Also by Gabriel Ba, who did the art, and he's been really super busy right now because he's also been doing what he did, Two Brothers. He also did the art with Neil Gaiman for How to Talk to Girls at Parties, and he's one of my favorite artists right now. He's only getting better since he did this with Gerard. So, Umbrella Academy, who wants to kind of set this off tonight? Who wants to talk about what it's about? What kind of feels did you get?
Well, it starts off as, is it 47 babies are spontaneously born around the world?
Yes.
Hmm.
And most of them are abandoned or discarded, and one man, a scientist professor, adopts 7 of them
Right.
right off the bat.
So all these babies are inexplicably born all at the same time, and some of them are very Christ-like in the fact that even the mothers didn't realize that they were pregnant.
Yeah,
Or-
the mothers had no idea they were pregnant until they had a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And guess what? They have superpowers.
some of them do.
Some of them.
Yeah.
And he goes by the Monocle, and they also kind of just mention offhand, like in the first few pages, that he's like one of the he's a Nobel Peace Prize winner. He's one of the smartest men on the face of the earth. He also happens to be an alien, but we never ever talk about that throughout the rest of the book. And it's kind of the book pretty much starts as like a play on the whole Fantastic Four family dynamic superhero team.
Yeah.
But they're very, very dysfunctional. You
Very.
start off with them as kids, and they're super powered kids with different powers, and you definitely start to see like their father, their dad, the Monocle, definitely doesn't treat them like a family unit. He still always treats them like they're very much a science experiment.
Well, they don't have names. They have numbers 1 through 7, and then they have their superhero names. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 through 7. So that's, I think, was the part that like made them look like science experiments right off the bat.
Right. So Jonathan says, Umbrella Academy is not about getting into upper management of Resident Evil. We need to really clarify that right now. It's not.
Yes.
It's not a how-to handbook for Resident Evil.
That's funny.
And so, what did you guys? Okay, so Savanna and I have already read this.
Yeah.
It was the first
I
one.
love this book. I love the way it's written. I love the idea behind it. I love the number 1. I love the character as a whole. What happened to him? How he is in the story? How he was like Gerard Way's like, pilot character, and how he like totally set this whole book up.
Yeah.
Is rad.
And the story moves very quickly. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
That was one of my actually complaints. Is I just feel like everything went by so fast that I didn't really get to connect with anybody. So I kind of just read the story straight through with no feelings. I feel like I have these moments where like I either like want to cry or I stop and I like think about something. I feel like I just read it straight through.
Yeah, he's
And then
really
it was
right.
over.
Yeah, he doesn't do much character building at all. There's not some of these characters are so emotionless because they're spending so much of their time bickering with each other.
Yeah.
And like that is what?
No, keep going. Sorry.
I think that was a huge part of it. Like he's right. You just kind of you get the story for what it is, and there's no depth. Not no depth. There's no emotional depth to it really when it comes to like loving a character or not loving a character. They are what they are.
Yeah, it seems like the only time like a character ever reaches out and becomes like my favorite character in this book is because there's certain powers or attributes about that character that I'm like, that's really cool. But I think Ian nailed it. There's a real emotional disconnect, from the reader and the characters in this book, and there isn't a whole lot of time for you to kind of develop like relationships or a kinship as a reader, especially in just the first volume alone. Like a lot of it is like really amazing ideas. A lot of it is like, wow, that is fantastic comic book storytelling. But
And
yeah, I
think
can
it's
see why
meant to be that way. Like Space Boy's supposed to be like a super like outside character, I guess. It's like he intends for you to not connect to him.
yeah. And then there are other characters like we discovered Vanya, who is number 7 is the 7 kids, and
She was my favorite character.
she was.
Totally.
Yeah, she was my favorite character. I feel like out of anybody in the book, I connected to her the most. I really like the fact that she's one of those characters that's like is bummed out because she's nothing special, and then she finds out that she is. And
The most powerful of them all.
Yeah. I'm still a little bit confused at how her powers were activated, but I guess I didn't question too much.
He did like some sort of infusion. So when they show the top of it, they show like a blood bag in the bag of that like gray matter, and that's whatever that infusion was, and he infuses it into her. That's what all that stuff that was attached to her.
So does that give her powers, or did she already have her powers?
I think it unlocked them. She said that the professor had been doing experiments on her while she was asleep. So I think he just took whatever research he had and actually like went through it, because he said this is going to be much more painful than what the professor was doing.
Okay, got it.
They do a lot of because comic books, I think, in this book too. When it comes to the science and whys, they do touch on it, but he's like, well, because he's a scientist or because he's this or whatever. I forget where it is. I have it digitally.
Yeah, a lot of this, the huge jumps, like leaps in the story, are very much like because comic books.
And I love that about like the layout of this book, how he set up the like cities and the times, and he would put something about the day or like the way that the title pages were and how the books were titled. I fucking loved reading this book as a whole from like cover to cover. It's pleasant for your face to read.
Umbrella Academy, pleasant for your face.
It's pleasant for your face. It's like I said, and Ian said, it's not super stimulating, doesn't have you on the seat of your chair, but it's good and it's kind of dark, and like the art of it is very. I like the opening pages for the titles, how they're super artsy.
Yeah.
Go right back to like Gabriel's art. Those are some beautiful artwork through those, especially at the end when she's her full form.
Oh yeah, I kind of want to show her. She becomes the white violin.
The white violin.
I just want to say that I'm not saying that it was a bad read. It was a really good, fun read, but it's definitely a very cold, very emotionless title, which is not necessarily what I usually go for. I like comics because they kind of make me feel human.
I like the darkness.
And I feel like I read a comic about myself. You know what I mean?
Was that ooh?
Yeah. People like that though.
So.
Was there parts about the comic that were like, this is hitting a little too close to home?
Yeah. Just their past and what the cold people that they turned out to be, and I was like, I get you, bro. Like, it made me sad. Like,
I loved the character Chance. He was one of my favorites.
Oh, Seance?
Is it Seance? I call him Chance.
Seance is my favorite character.
Chance.
Oh, by the way, I want to totally show off. That's the white violin.
Oh my god, that design.
Yes.
That was amazing.
And she actually, we don't want to give away too much, but when she grows up and she still has a lot of issues with her family and not being accepted because she wasn't special enough like the rest of the Academy was, she becomes the focal point. She really does become the most powerful character in this book, and it's not for good reasons. So
it goes Space Boy's number 1. Number 2 is what was his name? The Kraken.
The Kraken, yeah.
And then number 3 is Seance, or the Rumor.
Ru-
Which number are they? Because number 5 is the little boy, and I keep getting confused on how he went back in time too.
They don't explain it
Maybe he
yet.
just has
They explain
time
that
They
in
don't
travel.
say that.
and it
She
actually
finds the time travel, and then he's
all
like a
revolves
man.
around.
He's
Yeah, dude. Like volume 2 gets really interesting because it all centers around the JFK assassination.
which he just
Oh
touches on.
my god, I remember that part. That was badass. Sorry,
That
I
was
like that part.
fucking cool.
So
Where should I begin? Oh yes, the JFK assassination. What the fuck?
Yeah, and I love the amount of like blood and guts in this book. Like literally,
I know.
towards like the middle, every page is just like brains on everything. It's radical. Except it was, yeah, I like guts.
brain explode. And how come we always find books where like, that's someone's head exploding? I love it.
Yeah, so we're like School of Children with Powers and Guts. They're gonna love this.
Yeah.
They're gonna love this.
Ooh. And I want to know more about the mother figure,
Oh,
that
yeah,
that
wasn't that
floating
cool?
mannequin.
Whenever
Yeah, that reveal, epic reveal, top 10 epic reveals in
I
comics.
literally was like, I remember like staring at that panel and like rereading it because they don't explain it. The mom
They
is just
don't.
out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
I had no idea that there was an issue with the mom until you see that. She says nothing. Like, what is she made out of? And then, yeah, how they made Space Boy, who Space Boy had an accident, and they just said that the doctor saved him through some experiment, and he's a gorilla in a spacesuit with his human head. Gorilla body.
Yeah, they just basically attached a human his head to a gorilla body.
And there's lots of work with monkeys and chimpanzees happening because his dad is a scientist, and a lot of this story is like dad didn't love us and he treated us like science experiments and he treated us like shit and he didn't give a fuck about us.
And there's
And
so
kinda,
much
like,
foreshadowing.
remind
It's so hard that we're only talking about the first volume because there's a lot of foreshadowing that happens in volumes 2 and 3 that all start here in volume 1. Like you find out about the monkeys and you find out about the JFK assassination, and you find out about like the bigger scheme of like how everyone's always trying to blow up the world, and it does definitely develop more into the issues that everyone has with each other because it's so funny how they start as like kids, and by the time we flash forward to who they are as adults, like they are all broken and damaged.
And there's
Like-
one scene where Rumor's captured by this one bad guy called, was it Mr. Terminal or Terminal? And Terminus, or no, was it Mr. Terminal? I forget
Something
what.
like that.
Because he's dying of terminal illness. So this character, as a bad guy, is one of the fucking craziest scientific bad guys. He's got this like Einstein syndrome, but he like is like fighting death, and he's using time and matter. Anyway, he's got one of the female characters of the 7 in a chair with like her arm eaten off because he consumes things, and
Yeah.
I didn't see any like pain in her body. It was weird. So I don't know what her powers are. Did she regenerate that arm? Did he just give her a new robot arm? Does she have a monkey arm?
Well, don't forget, one of the kids didn't make it. They don't really talk about it a whole lot.
They don't. Yeah. Well, which kid didn't make it? Was it number 4 or number 6?
It was number 6.
It was number
And
6.
you know, at one point,
So that means
number 1 says, "I haven't even seen you use your powers. Like, what the hell?" I don't think we're supposed to know what her powers are yet, unless you guys read volumes 2 and 3 and they tell you.
I haven't read 2 and 3. I've only read 1.
Oh, we gotta
Whoa.
do one.
Kirk's face.
Oh, I'm gonna.
I know, like
I'm gonna.
That's why it's like, shoot, I wish we'd talked about the JFK assassination volume because that one's amazing.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it in like 3 weeks.
All right. Yeah, we have a couple of books lined up. We'll talk about that later in the episode.
We
We
have
do
to
the show every week, guys.
Yeah.
I would like to revisit, volume 2. I want to revisit 2.
Chew, yeah. Well, Chew is like 9 volumes deep right now.
Mhm. I'm ready for 2.
But they're little ones.
I'm ready for this 9 volume.
I love Chew.
What else? Okay, and then there's one character. She's called the Rumor,
Yeah, the
and
rumor.
basically,
Yeah.
she said, she'll say things like, "I hear a rumor that," and then it makes everyone either believe it or it makes it true. So it's kind of like a weird, strange mind control that she has. There's the Kraken, who very much is kind of, he's such the really boring, atypical Batman character. And I
But he's
think that's,
such a number 2 because like
Yeah.
number 1 is such a Superman character, and number 2 is like this fucking in his shadow,
Yeah.
miserable, brooding, pissed off second. Like,
Yeah,
father loved you more, and blah 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 blah.
yeah, it's weird and strange, and there is some satire and there is some commentary on superheroes in general in this comic. So it's kind of, if you're not ready for it, like, I think it's interesting because Ian was saying, like, it's a good read, but he wasn't emotionally connecting with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I almost feel like for someone like Gerard Way who was writing this book, it's almost a love letter to comic, like, characters and comic mythology in general. So he's probably much more connected to it because of the story and what he's trying to tell. But I can understand why he writes the characters very cold and not in a way where you're connecting with them. Does that kind of make sense a little bit?
Totally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But also we do need to talk. Like, the art is awesome. Please, guys, the art is just as wacky and crazy as, like, everything we've been talking about with this series. Oh, that's right. We got blood and guts. We have an orchestra. We literally
Every death. I don't want to spoil, but every death in this volume is, like, so surprising. I'm just, oh no, I cannot believe they just did that. But I'm not, like, sad about it because I didn't connect. But you know what I mean? Like, I was like, holy shit. It was a fun read.
Yeah.
It was definitely a fun read. All the action is awesome. There's a whole bit with the Eiffel Tower, and then they address it at the very end.
Yeah. Like, the Eiffel Tower comes alive, and it's the zombie dead corpse version of the guy who created the Eiffel Tower controlling it. So it's it's super off the wall.
And then they're like, oh, the Eiffel Tower is not a monument, it's a spaceship. And then it just, like, blasts off. It's crazy. It's crazy. Be ready. It's a fun read. Read it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Use it as a buffer comic if you're, like, really want something fun to read in between, like, heavy stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think it is a lighter read, believe it or not, even though it's, like, super violent.
Yeah.
Super commentary on comic books and superheroes. Because it even comes with a foreword by Grant Morrison. So Grant Morrison and Gerard Way are actually really good friends in real life. So you can understand that, like, they probably take some of these insane, crazy comic book ideas out there and really, like, try to compress it into, like, telling a story. Also, really wanted to talk really quickly. Chad was in the chat and he said that he loves that all the dreams were broken. Like, what the kids wanted to be when they grew up and they're already superheroes. And they turn out to be, like, just broken adults anyways, which is kind of ironic. Let's see. Oh, and then there was, Chad's in the chat. He's bringing up some really good points. He also thinks it's really interesting that the rumor's power, the first time she used it, she makes it so that Space Boy kisses her, which was kind of awkward and very Royal Tenenbaums.
Is that incest?
I don't think so, because they're not related.
That incest. But still, in my head, they're siblings, and they're portrayed as siblings. So yeah, she says, rumor has it.
So you've wanted to kiss him since the age of 8.
Yeah, and then the way that they make his face, and what's awesome is he makes them wear these masks, like from birth they have to wear these masks, so you get, like, this just no emotion, but still emotion at the same time. The art does a really good job of making them emotionless. It's because of the mask.
Especially, like, because when they do the shot, it's from very far away.
Exactly. So you'd be surprised at what the eyes do, I guess, when you read comic book and art and stuff.
So I did not know that she used her power.
He's like, whoa!
Yeah, she's like, wait, what? What happened?
And, you know, Savanna has a good question. I also felt a little bit gross about that kiss. Is it incest? Because they're not related.
They're not related, but they were raised as siblings. So, and there's not a biological thing, no, but it's like a mental thing. Like, what the fuck? Get out of here.
Yeah, like I said, it feels like. Did you guys see the Royal Tenenbaums?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a little like he's dating his sister, but she's adopted, and he always had a crush on her growing up. Comments down below. Tell me what you think. Is it weird or not?
No, it's definitely fucking weird. Like, it's like
kissing.
It's weirder than Luke and Leia kissing because they know that they're siblings.
Don't bring that up.
But Luke and Leia don't know they're siblings when they do that, so it's not as weird. But this is weirder because they know.
It's really weird.
It's a fucking it's weird. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's weird.
Ew.
Luke and Leia. Oh, by the way, we have to fill in Ian because he
We
doesn't
do
want to.
not. He doesn't want to know.
What's a Luke and Leia?
Luke and
Exactly.
Leia
Carry on.
turned out to
Oh,
be brother and sister in the end of the trilogy. I'm ruining a lot of things if you haven't seen Star Wars. Sorry. But they exchange a kiss in Empire Strikes
the
Back.
only person left on the earth that hasn't seen Star Wars over the age of 10.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So, yeah, dude, I don't know. That's one for the ages. Are step siblings allowed to make out? Or
No.
adopted siblings?
No, of course not. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want.
You've never been in that situation before. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't want to be judgy, and it feels like I should be judging. I don't know.
Right. So that's basically Umbrella Academy. Really is it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of big ideas. It is definitely a lot of jumps in narrative, really relying on because comic books to get the story going. I'm really gonna have to agree. I think Ian brought up a really good point, and I didn't realize it. This is one of those books that I really do love. That I don't have the emotional like oh, you don't fuck with that character with me. Like I really like you could conceivably kill any character in this book, and I'd be like, wow, bummer, and life would go on.
No,
It's
but
not like-
it's cool the way they do it though. Don't yeah.
Yeah. Like and like I said, every character is broken in their own way, and a lot of it manifests like in physically who they are as they get older, and they're just dysfunctional. They keep looking for love from like they keep looking for love and acceptance from their father, who is not in the book anymore because he dies, and they keep trying to look for love and acceptance between each other, but because they're so broken individually that they can't help each other out.
A lot of bad things happened, and they just are constantly blaming each other for
Yeah.
everything that happened. Like, this is your fault for this, and you didn't do this, and they kind of really never let it go, and the ones that have let it go are still super damaged, and that interaction between them is superhuman.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people might not like this book because it is so relatable.
Yeah.
It is too real sometimes.
It's real
Yeah.
sometimes as far as those type of relationships. Like, maybe when it was written from certain points of view.
Yeah.
Because it is so real.
Because a lot of these characters really do. I mean, they at some point really do kind of talk to each other. Like, just look at me. Like, of course I've got walls put up. Like,
Mhm.
I can't relate with human people anymore. Like Space Boy with the gorilla body and the human head, he purposely moves to the moon because let's admit it, like there's nothing really happening for him on Earth. So why would he be there?
Well, and then she's talking about, so Rumor has a kid, and she was talking about her kid with him because it's his uncle. He's
Right.
the uncle, and she's like, why do you just keep going back to work? You know that you have a niece and a family. And he's like, I can't relate to that. Look at me. He's a friggin' this is his job, this is his life. He says that he would have loved to have a wife and a child, but that's not something that ever could have happened for him. So
Right.
he can't. He would really like to meet her, but it's just not something that he can relate to, and that's just how it is. And you're just like, fuck.
Kind of sucks.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Some people will just never be, it will never have that.
And by the way, there are giant fights with alien robots. That stuff does happen. There's that in the comic book too. But I know we've been touching a lot on relationships in the comic book, and it definitely gets a little heavy.
Yeah, oh, I love the freaking, what is it, the Doctor Who exterminator bots? They're not Doctor Who, though.
So do you want to call them Daleks, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Because that's what they remind me of, because they, like, talk and they're kind of sassy.
Yeah.
But they're like, kill everything! I can't find it, though. Like, you better fucking find it.
Thank God for Doctor Who introducing sassy robots.
Sassy robots.
Sassy killer robots. Thank you,
Hashtag
Doctor Who, for
sassy
that.
killer robots.
In fact, so many of the enemies of Doctor Who, because it's so delightfully British, their bad guys are so sassy.
So sassy.
Last season was Missy, the Mistress, and she is the best character ever in Doctor Who because she's just fucking all sass. She's amazing.
You know, I remember one character when I tried to watch Doctor Who, and you probably know who it is, but it was an enemy, and it was just like a sheet of skin. And they would
Yes.
already
talk.
yawning just thinking about it.
Moisturize me.
Moisturize me. That was so fucked up. Like,
She-
if
yeah,
you better be ready when you watch Doctor Who because it trips you out from the get go.
Yeah, I'm huge Whovian over here.
Never
I can't
even
wait.
tried.
I get one Christmas special this year, and then I get another season next year, and then we get a new showrunner. Stephen Moffat's going to stand down, and the guy from Broadchurch is taking over, which I'm not sure if it's a good idea because he did some episodes for
And the guy from what?
what?
And the guy from what?
Oh, Broadchurch.
I love Broadchurch.
Have you watched Broadchurch?
I love all I watch is British TV, dude. Have you watched Happy Valley?
Yes.
And then what is the title? And then the one, it's called Something Lake. Something Lake.
Oh, that one I haven't checked out yet.
Oh, you have to. That one's really good.
Okay, so
Ignore the fact that I don't know the name.
okay, so guys, I know everyone kind of went, "What? Broadchurch?" Broadchurch is by the same guy. He did some episodes for Doctor Who, and he also did some episodes for Torchwood, which was the Doctor Who spinoff. Then he did this show called Broadchurch with David Tennant, arguably a lot of people's favorite Doctor. I think he's pretty groovy too. He was number 10. But he plays a Scottish detective, and the first season just follows solving one crime in this small town. It's like, and it's riveting. And then the second season starts up, and you're like, where are you going to go from here? And it's the actual trial of the guy that they arrested at the end of season 1, and now season 2 just follows the trial, and it ends in the worst way possible. I can't.
And let me tell you something.
Oh.
Season two was my favorite because it was really interesting to see how, Europe handles a criminal case. I was like, holy shit, do they still do this with the wigs and the stuff?
Oh yeah.
God.
With the wigs and shit?
Yeah, dude. Like a big part of it was just seeing these lawyers or solicitors. I don't even know what the fuck, but they are end up dusting off their wigs, and then it was so cool to see them wear it and their attire. It's this whole production. It was awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking Law and Order on steroids. It's amazing.
Law and Order UK. You need to watch it.
But it only follows one case, and I guess they're doing a season 3.
I hope they do a season 3.
That's the rumor. And then after they're done with season 3, that guy's going to go over to Doctor Who.
Wait, Kirk, did you watch Torchwood?
Yes.
The girl from season 2 is the girl from Torchwood, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was so nice to see her in Torchwood after watching Broadchurch season 2. Even though she did that first, I know, but I watched it after.
Yeah. And then okay, so did you watch? So you did watch. I'm sorry, did we get all Star Warsy on Doctor Who? And Savannah's like, what?
Guys, if you are sick of American TV, British TV is where it's at, and Netflix has a good selection. And what were you saying about Savannah's butt?
I have a better idea. Turn off the TV and pick up a book.
Oh, yeah, sorry, comic book show.
Yeah, comic book show, whatever. So, anyways, I'm really excited. Did you watch Torchwood?
You didn't?
Did you watch Torchwood?
I did, yeah. I love Torchwood.
So John Barrowman, Captain Jack, from Doctor Who.
He was in a season of Desperate Housewives, too.
Yeah, and he's also Merlin on Arrow. And he's hosting the Eisner Awards at San Diego Comic-Con this year. Where I'm going to be there.
That's so exciting.
So Captain Jack gets to host the freaking comic book awards this year, and I'm going to be there. The Whovian in me is just freaking the fuck out.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited.
I'll wear my Doctor Who shirt every day.
Yes, I am.
I hope you find a Lion Cat shirt, though, for real.
Okay.
Hey. While Kirk is wearing his Doctor Who, you're wearing your Star Wars.
Which one? All I have is Star Wars. I have a closet full of Star Wars.
I love my Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who so much.
He's got a closet full of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
One day I'll finish it.
And I'm not healthy, dude. Like, I'm the guy who also has DVDs of all the old Doctor Who, back when it was like... Ugh. Anyways. Sorry, guys, comic book show. My bad.
Okay, so what's next?
So that's Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy, Gerard Way, listen for Young Animal, right? Publishing stuff. We'll be talking about that and all the new things that are going to be happening with Vertigo, because we're entering a comic book lull in the indie zone, so I'm sure everybody's going to just pump out a whole bunch of new shit come the end of summer. So
I'm with you on that. Like, it's
Summer
kind of
lulls.
interesting to see what Vertigo's doing right now ever since Shelley Bond is no longer with the company, so I'm very, like, what's going to be the next thing? So...
They're cooking. They're slow over there, though, which it's okay. I'm
Yeah.
patient.
So I'm really they're gonna do a bunch of cool stuff. Anyways, did you guys want to do, since we just bored everyone with Doctor Who?
Let's talk about Mockingbird.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Let's talk about some
Don't
weekly
forget, I need my Scooby-Doo time. We cannot forget about that.
Oh,
do you want let's do Scooby-Doo first, and then we can do Mockingbird. Okay.
No, ladies first, then beauty.
Oh.
So you're going last, Ian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
God.
Mockingbird.
Sassy. The show just got really sassy tonight.
Mockingbird. Mockingbird was super sassy.
Mockingbird is super sassy.
Super sassy. Who's anybody out there reading Mockingbird? Probably not, because
Oh, you should. It's so awesome.
it's so funny. Not like funny. It's funny because I'm a girl. Like I was telling them, this is a hit or miss for people. You either like it or you don't.
You really think it's a polarizing title? You think either you're on board or you're like, F?
Yeah, I just see dudes being like, I'm not reading this because of the way that it's written, because it's, I don't know. It's hard
I feel like people would make that assumption because of the way it's drawn, but the title, it's written incredibly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a smart read. It makes me feel smart when I read it. I mean, I don't know if half of the science shit they're talking about is actually accurate, but they make me believe that it is.
And not so much that part. A lot of the like little flirtatious stuff between her and Clint, I think, would annoy
because they're divorced.
Dudes, because they're divorced. Yeah. So this is a new Mockingbird title by the same team, and Clint is introduced. Clint Barton, Hawkeye. And they're divorced.
Yeah, and he's been kidnapped by a group that is like AIM, but not. I forgot what they're called.
They're called Tim. They're called Tim. Wait, total science. Total ideas something. Science.
Total idea mechanics.
Yeah.
Total idea mechanics. And so she
loved it.
She was all of a sudden, like, a bunch of deer were dying off, and then a bunch of fish were dying off. So these people were underwater setting up some scientific lab studies and stuff.
So one, there's so many jokes here. Like it's hard for me to really kind of get through all of this. At one point, like she sneaks in and she's dressed like the Tims. And she takes off the helmet, and the guy goes, "You're no science terrorist." And Mockingbird goes, "Well, that is typically sexist."
Well, and then the master. He's like, "Why are you in the women's locker room?" "Because I'm a woman."
Because I'm a woman.
She just doesn't give a fuck. There's no fucks given with Mockingbird.
This book is so funny to read. Like it is hilarious.
And then you find out, I got to give away some of this. So you find out, like, she has a neurotoxin, and she takes out, like, all the guys in the room that are trying to save, she's trying to save Hawkeye. And he is like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Oh, I used a neurotoxin." And he goes, "Well, why isn't it working on me?" She goes, "Oh, it must be chemistry." Only to flash forward to find out that while they were married, they were going to therapy, and Clint's like, "I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just feel like she's constantly doing scientific projects on me." And come to find out, she'd been feeding him low-grade versions of the neurotoxin so he would build up an immunity to it.
Oh.
He's like, "Why is my tongue numb?"
Yeah. So he's like, "Wait, you poisoned me?" And they flash back to them in therapy when they were married. And he's like, "Sometimes I feel like she's studying me, like I'm some kind of research subject instead of her husband." And she's like, "Don't be ridiculous." But she was using him as a science experiment while they were married.
She was just building it. It was for his own benefit.
Right?
I backed.
That's
And
why there was no honesty or trust in the relationship. You got to be forthcoming if you are building up
And,
your husband's
and at some
neurotoxin.
point, yeah, well, at some point at the end of the book, she goes, "Do you trust me?" And he goes, "No."
that
Yeah.
No.
was really funny. I love that part.
It's hilarious. But like I said, it's very flirty. It's very relationshipy. They flash back and forth to therapy like twice. But it's
Hmm.
fucking hilarious. And like if you have a girlfriend that you want to read comic books, this is a great book to get for your girlfriend. 'Cause she will
Yeah.
love it.
I think so.
And Mockingbird's a babe. And Hawkeye is a freaking babe. It's like Foxy Clint Barton.
Yeah, it's sexy Clint Barton and it's sexy Mockingbird. They even do it
And
like
they're
a James
teaching
Bond cover.
things. Yeah, and they're doing
I
science
mean,
stuff. It's
Savannah, what did you think of the whole thing with Hawkeye having a vial with a mutated virus in his anus? Because I loved it.
it
I loved every joke.
was hilarious.
I love when she's like, "You have it on you?" He's like, "Yes." And she's like, "Where?" And then he's like, "Never mind." In the meantime, it's just like a drawing of his butt. Because in the
and then
because
she,
he
and then
didn't
they're
even
like
bother to
face
dress
to
him.
face, and they're like face to face, and she's like, "Can I have the vial back?" And he's like, "That's not the vial."
I know. Perfect
It
way
was
to
so
end the
great.
title.
It was so great. I
which,
loved
by
it.
the way, guys, don't forget, at the end of every issue, they've been doing this.
I love that
The
shit.
little cutout dress ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has been really cool, guys. Don't forget about that. And they even give you dresses and other paper dolls for previous characters they've done in other issues. So
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to go hunting because I mainly read digitally, and I was just telling you that this is a title I want to collect everything for.
Mhm.
I want to play with those little dresses at the end of each issue.
Well, this is
But
what
I
got
have
exciting for us because you were like, dude, I think I need to start reading Hawkeye. And I think Savannah and I were like, are you ready for Matt Fraction's Hawkeye? So I think
Yeah.
it's going to happen in a couple of weeks.
yeah, this issue definitely made me curious about the character. I've never read anything about him before, and I'm excited to. And you guys, you guys gave me a title to try, and we're gonna read it, correct?
Yeah.
We love Hawkeye.
Yeah, I
But-
think the way I try to pitch Hawkeye is what happens when he's an Avenger, but he's also the lamest Avenger with no real powers. What does
Because
he
he's
do?
human, right?
What?
He's human, right?
He's human. He's just really good. He's just got amazing aim.
He's just
got
the dude with a bow.
Mhm.
But I have a question about the
Does-
issue for you guys.
Can you guys hear panting? Because my dog is just like really
No.
upset that I'm not giving her any attention right now.
Oh, I don't even know where my cat is. But I have a question for you guys. So at the
Yes.
end of the issue, Savannah brought it up. She's like, "Do you trust me?" And then Hawkeye goes like, "Fuck no." And then she locks herself in a room and drowns herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just see a switch, move. And so did she move that, or did something psychically
thought-
move it?
Clint moved it.
It's
No.
really left ambiguous because she's still testing the virus that's in her.
Yeah, she wanted to see
Yeah.
if the virus would let her die, and it didn't. I thought that the virus somehow psychically did that. I don't know. They don't really
Well, that
explain
ties
it.
into the animal where she says that the animals had this virus in them for this whole time, and then all of a sudden, and it's been fine until all of a sudden it's not fine. Hi, Tess.
Okay. She seriously was like halfway in my lap already. So yes, special appearance by my dog. How you guys doing? Ah, that's the spot. That's the spot. Yes, right there. Oh God, yeah. All right. So, yeah. So I think a lot of it is still her trying to gather information about the virus that's in her, and now she's gone out and taking matters into her own hands, trying to. She's not waiting on the Shield to figure out what's going on with her.
Yeah.
Like, she's
Wait.
kind of,
So it moved psychically somehow, correct?
yeah, we're not quite sure yet.
Oh, see, I thought Clint did it because he's like, I saw you drowning and I saved you.
Oh, okay.
No.
I misread that. I have it digitally. Hold on, let me see.
I wonder if she thinks she drowned and Clint thinks that he saved her. I wonder if that's why it's left really
They
ambiguous.
needed to have explain that because I thought that the virus wouldn't let her die, and that the virus did that somehow, some way, because comics. And you guys are saying that Clint did it. Some of you guys are saying that a fish did it. I mean, I don't know.
A fish did it.
It was a
Who
fish.
did it? What happened? Because I was confuddled.
Let's see here.
It was a fish. That's the final say on it.
It was.
So. Yeah, dude, Mockingbird is such a great series. I mean, I wish people were picking this up a lot more. But I did hear that or not here. I actually saw preview pages. Honey, I need my microphone. Thank you. I did see preview pages that for cover number 7. And so I know that it's not just 4 issues or 5 issues. It's going to keep going for a little bit.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. I'm glad because I like it.
It better.
Yeah. Okay, like that? Like that? Is that what we're doing now? Okay. I guess this is how I'm doing the show now.
With a friend.
Yay!
So do you guys want me to talk about Scooby-Doo?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what Tessa's been waiting for the entire episode. She's like, when do you
Okay,
talk
so
about
if you guys have not heard me gushing over Scooby Apocalypse, and I think in the past 2 or 3 episodes, it's kind of like a reincarnation of the Scooby Gang. Nobody knows each other. They eventually come together, trying to expose, for some scientists that are trying to take over the world by pacifying humans, and then it goes wrong, and blah blah blah. So anyway, so in issue 2, we pick up the story, and I was so not ready, but pleasantly surprised to see how gory and gruesome it got.
What, really?
Yes, there were. Okay, so at one point there's a shot of a human carcass. There's blood spatters everywhere. There's people. There's piles of bodies. There are real creatures of every kind. Like every Scooby-Doo creature comes to life, but as a real monster. Supposedly everybody on Earth, because I guess the experiment the scientists were working on went batshit crazy. So now everybody is a homicidal monster. Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. and then this really fucked up thing happened, and I was like, "This is so fucked up. Is this Scooby-Doo? What is this?" One of the monsters decides to try and attack the gang and try to kill Scooby-Doo, and then Daphne I don't know who it was. I think it was Daphne ends up blowing the head off of the monster, killing it. And then Shaggy goes, "That was Maggie, like my crush from the lunchroom." And then
no.
Really?
yeah, and then Daphne has a freak out because she's like, "I fucking killed a human being, god damn it. I have to live with that. I have to live with that." And I just like and then everybody's like, "No, you had to. Like it was either her or Scooby." And it just got so dark so quick. I love it.
So you know what the funny thing is? Do you know who writes the comic book?
No, I know that Jim Lee does the art.
It's it's Keith Giffen,
Really?
who's done some of my insanely crazy fun comics throughout the years. The Max. He also did Metal Men. Like he takes like Lois Strange's character Lobo. Yeah. Is everyone kind of looking at me weird? Like,
almost has me a little bit convinced. Almost.
yeah.
No, and then get this. Okay, so let me keep talking. So, at one point, shit gets real, and, like, everybody's like, we need weapons. Well, I already told you that they have weapons already. So, before they got the weapons, like, Daphne, I really like that Daphne is kind of like a Sarah Connor type character in this series, because she's like, I grew up with guns in the state. I grew up with guns, so she just grabs a fucking gun and she just starts, like, shooting shit. Like, she becomes really badass. And then the person who doesn't know how to do anything and is too scared of anything is Fred.
Of course. He's the Jimbo.
There's nothing this comic book could do to get better in my eyes, unless, a scene of, like, Fred and Shaggy getting it on in, like, a closet in a hall.
Are we shipping that? Can we ship that, please?
I ship Fred and Shaggy and Scooby Apocalypse.
Yes, please.
So
you guys are just so ready. Oh man, Don't forget, I need to let the YMB fam know at home. Like last week, we had a serious discussion about the Captain America gay porn.
Oh
And
my
we were trying to
god.
figure out who would be the bottom and who would be the power top.
Oh my god. Of course,
So
Cap
this
is the
is what we do in
bottom.
our free time. Like, but if there was sex, who's got what position?
There's always sex.
Yeah. Um. Anyway. Um.
Anyway.
Okay.
um at one point, we should review the porn industry's Marvel Cinematic Universe. But anyway.
I think we
I
should.
do not think we should do that because it is really, really bad. No.
Really? Is there any good like straight porn for guys like me?
Have you seen
I'm
the She-Hulk
sure.
one?
Yeah, you should watch the She-Hulk.
Whoa.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh
There's a
man.
She-Hulk porn.
There's an all Marvel porn. You need to get out more, my friend.
There's a whole
Or you need to
MCU.
stay in more and just really use the internet.
Because
I'll
I know
send
I did see the Batman. This is not Batman Triple X.
Did you see the Guardians of the Galaxy one?
No, I did not see that one.
I'm gonna send you some links.
Dude, I did see. And what other one did I see? Oh, this is not the Monsters Triple X. That one was strange.
Oh, I bet that was.
That ruined parts of my childhood.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Body paint. Body paint.
It gets messy. Does not
Smears.
stay on.
Smears.
Yeah.
There may have been some Kree stand-ins.
Yeah, see, I think you guys get the best of it because, like, if they're gonna do like the Captain, like, I don't think there's any like straight sex for me in Captain America porn.
I'm sure there is at some point. I'm sure Scarlett Johansson shows up and like takes her tits out or something.
Scarlett Blohansen. What? You gotta porn it up. It can't
No.
be Scarlett Joe. It has to be Scarlett Blow. Come on.
Right. Okay. So.
Anyway, can we go back to Scooby?
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, I think you guys should read it. What else do they have to do? Right? Like, what else do they have to do?
No, I read the first issue and I did like it. So I think it's one of my digital copies now. So I'll probably get to it this week.
Savannah, please, just read issue 2 for me, please.
Fine, I'll read it digitally.
Yeah. Come on, Daphne is blowing dudes' heads off.
Mystery Machine.
You gotta check this out.
What's the
No,
mystery machine look like?
Dude, that moment, like, it's just so dark. It's like everything. And then Shaggy looks amazing.
You love Shaggy.
I can't imagine Shaggy looking amazing. I'm not into.
He
I'm
just
not,
looks like a hipster.
I'm not into somebody
god,
named
hipster.
Shaggy because I don't like anything shaggy. I like crispy things.
Crispy things.
Crispy slime.
I
I like
have
shaggy.
no idea how to take that.
Shaggy's not a word that falls into my like side. Shaggy goes into my like dislike side.
Well, not the one from the show, but the one from the comics. He's just so beautiful.
Okay. He's like, have me at hipster bun.
I think he's got a hipster bun. He's definitely got the mustache and the tattoos.
No, he doesn't have a hipster bun.
Yeah, see, you're good. You're good.
Alright. Let's see.
I just want you guys to read the fucked upness of it all, and it got fucked up fast.
I'm interested.
Like I said, Savannah, it is Keith Geffen, and that is a paper bag. I don't know what you're doing now. It's Keith
Yeah,
Geffen. He's
He
a
could
crazy.
be bought. He could be doing a favor for Jim Lee.
Savannah, can we stop focusing on who made this comic and the fact that Daphne killed a human being, and the fact that she had a fucking freak out over killing a human?
I can't not focus on who made the book. That's all. That's as soon as anybody says anything about a book, first thing I say is who wrote it.
But sometimes people write good stories. Just give it a chance, please.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
In my experience, I'm just saying. This is one of those things that I've felt out, and
Okay.
I will give. Me more than anybody else, I think sometimes will give unknowns a chance. But once they blow their first chance with me, like Mm.
Wow. I almost feel like Savannah just explained like the way she deals with comics is also the same way she deals with dating.
It's the same way
Like
I deal with everything. You know how I pick a cheeseburger? Yeah, exactly. Same thing with cheeseburgers. You fuck me the first time, I will not come back. But if you give me a good cheeseburger, I will be there 5 days a week.
I know. It's like the time. No, seriously, it's like the time I saw a cockroach at Panda Express coming out of the fried rice, and then I never came back.
Never going back. Never going back. Especially when it's like your first time. And when it comes to like comic books and shit, like your first time has to be mind blowing. It has to be perfect.
Yes.
You can't promote this epic book and then it be fucking shit. And then or not put it out on time or all the other shit that everybody else has to deal with. There's no excuses when it comes to putting out a good book. It's too hard to market. And I've heard them all. There's no excuses. It's too much work. I don't have the time. Then you need to art faster. You need to get your panels in faster because there's people with 4 kids turning 3 books in unreasonable amounts of time.
You just gave me the greatest like inspiration ever because like I am sitting down with somebody working on a comic book right now. So we're definitely.
That's awesome.
You either can make comic books or you can't. I understand that you're an artist.
Yeah.
Do your art. Don't make comic books.
All right. Well, we're gonna try to make a comic book.
So Scooby Doo, please pick it up. It was really good. Issue number 2.
All right. I also have the one with Johnny Quest and Space Ghost waiting for me to be read. So I want to check that one out too.
Ooh.
I'll check that one out. So, dude, I'm really excited. I am gonna give Scooby Doo a shot.
You know, just read it to see just how fucked up it gets. Because after this issue, I just want to see what else they're gonna do.
Now, is this series going on, or is it a limited series?
I think it's limited. I think it's only for like 5 issues. I think. I don't know. I don't see how long they can keep this story going. I hope it lasts forever. But it's it'll probably be.
Forever.
I'm sure it's gonna. There's this 4 or 5 issue thing.
It'll be awesome.
Is Savannah making fun of me?
Tally was making fun of you. Tally has entered.
Tally was
maybe.
Okay.
Okay, so what's next? Game of Thrones?
There's a couple other comics I want to talk about before we get to Game of Thrones.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
There's a couple I wanted to point out. I picked up, because I did take a lot. Dude, someone said it was a light week at the comic shop, and I walked out of the comic shop like, fuck you, there was a lot of awesome shit that came up this week.
Spent $150 at the comic book store this week.
I'll tell you why. Because I was listening to a podcast that like sometimes I listen to and then I get really pissed off what they say. But this week they were very like, well, our pick of the week was this one book, but it was a light week. And I was like, fuck you guys. And by the way, their pick of the week was 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, which I thought was fucking awesome.
It was fucking awesome, but it was not the pick of the week.
I'm not gonna go with pick of the week, but I am definitely gonna be like, fuck you guys for like downplaying the fact that you didn't really do anything.
That's just some fucking elitist comic book douchebags who are like, we're only gonna promote these real core indie shops. There's or indie brands. There's fucking 30 amazing publishers out there. Do not narrow it down to one.
Yeah, so I personally loved this book. It was just comic book layout porn. It was creatively laid out. I loved it. I love the characters. So I thought that was really good. 4 Kids Walking to Bank, number 2. Also, there was some really cool shit that came out. 1 second. This one I thought was really great. It's called No Holds Barred.
I am interested in that one.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I don't know if it's going to go beyond this one issue. I think it was just maybe a one-time thing. No, there is going to be more issues. It's basically William Shakespeare, but imagine William Shakespeare as a superhero.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, and the art is fantastic. I'm really enjoying this. I think it really reminds me of Squirrel Girl, and they had a bunch of different artists work on it, and it's him and his squire, but when they take on a case and it's the Queen of England has been kidnapped, his alter ego is the bard and his squire is the page, and they have like little Kato masks, and it's him solving mysteries. I thought it was a lot of fun. So yeah, check that out. That was really cool. I was really into that.
It's really colorful.
Right?
Look at that.
I think there's some really great art on this thing. I mean, and it's kind of cheesy Batman Robin-y, but with William Shakespeare.
I love the simplicity of it. I love how colorful it is, but it's very simple.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. That is so cool. So I really recommend that. I think you guys should go check that out. What else came out? This one I think you guys would actually really dig. I think Ian would. I don't know about Savannah. But it's called Jade Street Protection Services. It's #1 by Black Mask Studios. I love Black Mask, by the way. I always talk about how great I love this studio. And it's some of the art really reminds me of Miss Marvel. But it's a bunch of these girls, and they're teenage girls, and of course I love teenage girl stories. And it's them at school, and they all have different magical powers. So sometimes they manifest themselves like in a cool, rad spirit gun. And
I like rad spirit guns.
Dude,
is that like an element gun, like Star-Lord's thing?
Yep. Yep.
Ooh, I like that.
And I'm really into it, and it's, dude, I don't know, it's got elements of Harry Potter, but not really, and it's got elements of Sailor Moon, but not really.
So it's magic and space?
Yeah, I think it's way more, I think this thing's a little bit more badass. I really like how the characters are overdeveloped. I mean, the characters are developed really well. This is them, like, trying on their new forms. When you realize that they're not just, like, simple teenage girls, but they're actually really honed their magical powers. And they turn into this ass-kicking team. I'm really into it.
Support your local girl squad.
Yeah. And there's also a really great preview of Kim and Kim, which I'm going to talk about next week. But I really dug that. And also, I love the chances in art and color that a lot of these indie comic companies are doing. Dude, I mean, I'm almost at this point, I'm just convinced that colorists should also have a front cover credit on some of these comics.
Some of the bigger named ones have been.
Yeah, Jordie Belair, she's now getting some really cool shit.
Kirk, are you going to talk about Cryptocracy?
Yes. DK3 sucked, sorry.
But the little friggin' Laura book on the inside did not.
The little Laura book on the inside did not.
These are my favorite parts. So, DK3.
Yeah.
Fucking Frank Miller, Azzarello. It comes with these little mini books. The last one was Batgirl, and it's this little mini book inside the comic book. If you're not picking this up, literally the best part of these fucking comic books.
Yes.
Huh.
I love Batman, and I like DK3, but I look most forward to the mini book on the inside.
I've been liking DK3 until this issue when I kind of threw my hands up in the air and went,
what didn't you like? Just the story?
I think everything that happened in this issue is all stuff we've already seen before in the first Dark Knight Return. And on top of that, the last page straight up turns into fucking fan fiction.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure we're on the same page.
Yeah. Like, the thing that they do with the Kryptonite, I'm like, shit, we kind of already saw this before. And then, like, the way how the third act's going to play out, I'm like, shit, we already saw this before. I don't think it's a new story. And I was really excited for it to be a new story.
Disappointing, but a little mini is good.
The minis are awesome, actually.
They're all different.
And then the other book that Ian said, hey, are you going to talk about that? This is Cryptocracy. It's by Dark Horse Comics. I just straight up just took a chance on it, and I really dug it. I know these guys. I don't know. Did you guys read it?
I'm sold on it. I am going to read it. I really like the art. The art really caught me.
I read it. I liked everything but the art. I hate the art. I think it's terrible.
Okay.
Do not like the art at all. It's different. It's just not what I like. It looks like an animated, like it should be a TV show. Not like
it does. It does look like cell animation.
Yeah, it's super, super digital. Super digital for me. And like I said, it's not so much that I like this book. This is a solid 5 for me. Like 5 out of 10.
Okay.
And I rank books really high anyway, so that's kind of
5 out of what?
5 out of 10.
Okay.
So it's right smack in the middle for me. The premise of it is great. I like the idea of the story. They kind of just like jam a ton of story with a ton of character building and a ton of twisty things into this first book.
Yeah.
and it's a lot because there's politics, and if anybody's, it reminds me kind of Lazarus in the way that it deals with like the families. Because Kirk, you have to tell them what it's about.
Okay, so cryptocracy. Take two. All right. So cryptocracy is about. It's very X-Files. So it's about 9 families that control everything that happened on Earth, whether you recognize they exist or not. And the beginning of the comic actually does a really good job of describing, as I give myself a paper cut on my face, how like the hierarchy works around the world, and it's a really cool little diagram to get you right into the world of it. And like I said, it's very X-Files-y, but I also thought there was a really good, fair amount of humor that balanced everything out. The main character is kind of like a suave dude who's at least pretending that he's got it all figured out, and he's very like, don't worry about it, we'll figure it out later. By the way, the if this doesn't work out, the civilization as we know it will completely crash. And also, it's got a talking bear, and the talking bear definitely turns out to be the comedy relief. I also really did enjoy
They've got the super little cliche aliens sitting in.
It's got the cliche chairs. Aliens, but the cliche aliens are just like mind-wiping humans from incidents that they don't want people to remember.
The bear's just like, scrub this person, scrub this person, scrub this person, and they either sometimes they can't, and they wipe people's memories, and they just sit there and eat Doritos and drink soda, and
it's like the Doritos and Mountain Dew dudes.
Hilarious. Some parts of it are really, really awesome with the art. Like the colors on that page with those aliens is
dope.
Is mind blowing.
I also really want to give a shout out because, like, again, little things about comics that I'm like, dude, why don't they ever point this stuff out? The letterer and how he decided to letter the aliens. That was an amazing, really cool little art.
Well, so many artists. I wonder if so many artists don't do that, because like 3 or 4 of my favorite books have little tiny touches like that help you bring the book to life. And that I had to get in there with that book and try to like figure out the writing, and that's cool. I like it.
Yeah, that's why I was into it. Like, and I love the future tech. It's like it's a gun, but literally it's a bracelet that just emits like a powerful laser plasma that can form into anything he wants it to be. Guys lose their arms. There's limbs being lost. I think that was really great. I'm really excited that I picked this thing up. But the whole point of the actual eventual story is that these families are apparently untouchable, and they all have they're kind of like a world organization mafia. Like, you don't mess with us, we don't mess with you, and this is our turf. And
it feels like 5 stories that I'm reading right now all put together in one, kind of messily.
Kirk is frozen.
Oh.
This comic.
What'd you say? You froze for like all of that.
No!
He always freezes once an episode. He always does.
And right when he gets on a roll, too.
I know.
At least it's not an echo.
Okay. I will bring it up. But we have not suffered from an echo since we finished the series. So
I'm telling you.
Lock in that superstitions. It's in now. It's
Lock and Key is a powerful book of series. It's a powerful series. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
My Ghost Hunter friends would agree, Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, yep.
True story.
No echo since we finished. Anyway, let's move on.
All right.
I think they just updated it.
So cryptocracy. Take 2 again. Cryptocracy. So it's the 9 families, and it's very mafioso in the fact that, like, hey, you've got that turf, and it's yours, and this is our turf, and that's ours, and we'll just kind of like make sure everyone's cool, and we won't mess with you too much. So they're supposed to be the most like all-powerful hierarchy ruling Earth, and it takes place current day. But now someone is going around attacking the families, and they don't know who it is.
The 9 families own different pieces of the globe, so it looks like a Risk. The game Risk, it's board, so there's like
pretty much
the main families like North America. There's a Northern Canada, South America, Asia, Europe, the whole thing.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's why I was really into it. Let me do that again. Cryptocracy. Check that out. I was really into that. So, yeah.
I got lost in it a little bit.
There was some other good stuff. Jupiter's
That is
Legacy
one
finally came
thing.
out again. Frank Whiteley.
Frank Wiley, what did you say? What book?
Yeah. Jupiter's Legacy #2, issue 1.
Oh, I haven't been reading that one. That one, when it came out the first time, I wanted to read it, and I don't know why I didn't. The art
What
looks
is it about? Isn't it about the offspring of superheroes and
Yes.
they're kind of like they kind of like don't give a fuck?
Yeah, the super like the
Don't give
kids
a
of the
fuck.
superheroes. Just imagine like a fucking Paris Hilton, but she's also like her
She also
dad.
has powers.
Yeah,
Like
They're just,
legit
like-
Paris Hilton, or just famous like Paris Hilton?
just famous like her, and it's very like they're very spoiled, rotten. They didn't grow up with any responsibility. Everything came really easy to them. Like
That
it's
sounds familiar.
really but I mean it's Frank Whiteley art, and it's
Yeah, the art looks incredible.
dude, and it's also a project where I really feel like Mark Millar is putting a lot of effort into it, as opposed to just trying to create another intellectual property so he can make it into a film.
I love
really-
Mark
it's a really good
Millar.
comic.
He can be hit and miss for me sometimes.
I get it. No, I get it. There was some really good. The new issue of Spider-Man came out. That was great. Also, Spider-Gwen Annual came out. That was really good.
That was really good. Are you picking up Empty Zone?
No, the first trade came out. I want to check it out.
J. Sean Alexander is his baby, and this book is fucking dark and absolutely incredible. If you like super spooky shit, this is a good one to read. Like right now, they're going down into some fucking lab and fucking up some more fucked up shit. Then they run into some monsters that look like this for reasons that I can't tell you because you just need to read it. And like I said, or Kirk said that the first trade just came out.
First trade, and the art looks like it's killer.
He does all the art, and if you follow like him as an artist, his non-comic book stuff is fucking insane.
Did we already set a book for next week? Would
Not
that one be one to read?
I think we should add to the list. I know a lot of people were
I
kind of
don't know.
upset.
This one is for everyone. This one's really out there.
I
Let me
kind
ask
of.
you something. Does it have frogs in it?
No frogs.
That's very important.
I'm
The main
totally
character's
going
a
to
super
read
babe,
it.
though.
The
And
robotic
it's
arm.
horror, right? It's horror.
Yeah, it's horror. Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely going to check that out.
Another installment of Plutona. Plutona. Anybody?
Oh, I
Plutona?
know.
I know.
Issue 5 ended.
Yep. That's all, folks.
So once that trade
And-
comes out, we're gonna talk about Plutona.
We are, because you guys are gonna fucking love that one. Jeff
We have waited for the trade paperback since we started the show.
and Jordy
Yes, we have.
Belair, 3 incredible talents together for this book, and the story behind this book, nothing else. Another group of kids one. Awesome. New Darth Vader book. Is anybody else reading Darth Vader? Remember when we were talking about Star Wars?
Awesome.
Read Darth Vader. Read Star Wars comic books.
And it's getting ready to end soon.
And it's getting ready to end soon. So do that, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Underneath there. Jeez, my dog is just being weird tonight. Anyways, so are you guys gonna do Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
I think you should do Game of Thrones. Because I don't know what's going on, but my dog is driving me crazy. I do need to take her outside for a second, and I don't.
That's
follow
probably
Game of
what that's
Thrones.
probably what she is. That's probably what her deal is. She has to go potty.
I think she needs to go pee.
Savannah and I will talk Game of Thrones.
All right, guys. So enjoy Game of Thrones while I go walk my dog during a live YouTube show. Yay! Come on, Furball.
Okay, so Savannah, what did you think?
I'm super stoked. Like I never liked Cersei until she fucking did that.
Right?
So cool. Like I mean, I didn't like her. She just annoyed the piss out of me, and she's weird. But I love what she did. I fucking love that she just fucking blew it all up. I feel bad for Marjorie, but bye.
Yeah.
Oh, so
And that's
weird.
the thing, it's like, I feel bad for Marjorie. Marjorie was an amazing character. She was smart as fuck till the very end. You know, I have recited
You gotta go.
that speech in the shower almost every day since.
You're so
You know? Listen to what I'm telling you. You know? She does not intend to suffer those consequences. Oh, it was just so good.
It was so
Yeah, the way she went, you know, I loved it so much that it was like, okay, Marjorie should go this way. I'm okay with it. It was good.
Yep. I was super happy about it. And then fucking dragon powers. And then I saw somebody on the internet, or somebody was talking about, I'm sure everybody's talking about it, like how she like talks to her dragons. What do you think? What's the answer to that?
How Daenerys talks to her dragons?
Yeah, how does she talk to her dragons? How does she keep? She just tells them, and they know to like blow that one up, not that one or those 5, just that one.
Well, see, this is the thing. I feel like she's in the show. She must have a psychic connection with her dragons, because in the books she doesn't necessarily have full control of the dragons yet. So I don't know how they're doing in the show. So I think that it's definitely psychically. I'm guessing she's communicating with these dragons at this point. It
Yeah,
must
or
be.
is it just because she's like all powerful? They don't even need to. It's just like the bond that I have with my dog.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like
Talks to me. We just understand each other.
because they never really explained how she got control of all her dragons all of a sudden. So my understanding is that the more powerful she became, the more she conquered, the more powerful she became, the more control she had over her dragons. At least that's how I'm looking at it, because they
Is that
haven't explained.
why the dragons love her is because she's super powerful and she's the queen and they know that?
I don't know. I really don't. They don't explain it. What do you think?
And then I think because they're fucking dragons, and I shouldn't even ask that question because they're fucking dragons, and who cares how she talks to them? She rides them and she makes them fucking do her bidding, and I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's they're
It doesn't matter to me either at this point. It mattered to me.
It's like, oh my god.
Uh,
That she wins. I'm stoked that she wins, and she gets her army, and she got her boats, and I love the relationship she has with fucking Salt Queen, Iron Island's lesbian awesome bitch. I love her. She's fucking so cool. She's so.
I loved how she ditched Dario, and I loved that little like sneak peek that they had, that little like foreshadowing. I need to leave you here because I need to be married at some point to make an alliance. Do you think that Jon Snow and Dany are gonna get married?
That would be fucking my dreams come true.
But they're like aunt and nephew.
Kind of, that's true, but it would be awesome. But they're famous for that. Look at fucking Cersei and Jaime. That's just what they do. They just fuck each other. It's crazy.
Well, I don't think they're going to have Dany and Jon do that.
I don't think Jon Snow would want that or want to do that. What do you think she's going to do when she sees that everything's been fucking dropped to the ground? Or, I don't know. Is Cersei going to be, like, try to fight dragons? What's Cersei going to do? Does she want to be queen?
No, but even the actress, even Lena Headey did an interview where she was like, do you think that she's going to reign for a long time? And she's like, no. Like, it's going to be very short-lived. And I believe that, too, because how is Cersei going to fight against dragons, and, like, the Dornish,
yeah, absolutely. All of them. They're all coming.
The Unsullied, she has, like, 20 different armies in her...
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be awesome.
The Tyrells.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
And then the other thing that there was questioned was Sansa and what she said to Ramsay about his starving dogs. Did you see that part? Because she rode away when they said that to him. When Ramsay said it to Jon Snow about his dogs not being fed for 7 days.
I'm confused. What do you mean? So Ramsay said something to Jon Snow, but then somehow Sansa picked it up?
Yeah, Sansa says it in the cell. She's like, but you haven't fed them for 7 days. When Ramsay said that to Jon Snow, Sansa was already way gone.
Well,
so, they had to.
Don't shred it, because this is the thing. This is the thing, though. I hated the first 9 episodes of this season because they just made stupid little mistakes like that. Yeah. And I love the finale so much that I don't want to start nitpicking it because I feel like this was the first episode I've enjoyed since...
No. I mean, I'm not trying to nitpick it. I'm asking you because you know more than I do. Like, is there something in the books that says that they have a conversation, or is there something that they just cut out completely?
No, this entire thing did not happen in the books.
Really?
Like like Sansa she never even Ramsay never gets a hold of Sansa. Like Ramsay gets a hold of, I think her name is Jane Poole, and she's supposed to be a girl that looks like Arya. So everything you've seen is completely made up and not in the book.
Oh, okay. So none of my questions actually matter. I was only asking you because you read the books and I didn't.
Yeah, no, think about it this way. Season 4, we're on season 6, right? Seasons 5 and 6 were completely made up.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, 5 and 6 are completely made up, mostly. I mean, whatever's from the books is very minor. It's not. Uh,
I didn't know that. I thought it followed it to a certain point, I guess.
no, we are in completely original territory. This
Really?
is completely just the D's. I don't know the name.
So do you like this story better, or do you like the books better?
Well, I definitely like the books better. I feel like Game of Thrones at this point just has little bits that I enjoy. I feel like I'm having a lot of fun watching what's going on the side, between Tormund and Brienne, and like the Hound, and the Queen of Thorns and her, running around bitching people out. Like that's really fun. And but I can't say that I like it. I definitely hold the first 4 seasons dear to my heart because that was actually seeing the books come to life.
That makes me want to read the books though now because they're totally different. I want to know
And this is the thing.
Side.
Even though you watch the show, there is so much material that they didn't use that you will be surprised. Don't think that you're gonna go in and feel, okay, I don't want to reread everything I've watched. No, there is so much they didn't use, and there are so many different things that you will feel like you're reading just an entire new story.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I want to read the books now. I was like, oh, I don't need to because there's a show. But I didn't know they were that far off.
No, the last 2 seasons, let's just say that the last time we saw Jon Snow, he just got stabbed. We don't know if Jon survived yet.
Wow.
He survived in the show, but we don't know if he survived in the books.
Crazy.
Hi,
Kirk.
She didn't have to go to the bathroom. I know what's up.
Is she okay?
They're already lighting fireworks in my neighborhood.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, she's not doing well.
Do you have anything for her? Like did the vet give you anything?
I have a doggy Xanax collar that I'm gonna give her in a little bit. So.
It's okay, puppy.
Yeah, it's like, do you really need to go to the bathroom? And she went outside, and she wasn't leaving my feet at all. It's like, oh, now I know why you were in my lap the entire time or hiding underneath the chair. Yeah. She's not doing all the fireworks. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Poor puppy.
Ian told me some things I didn't know because I had all these questions that didn't make sense. And Ian's like, no, honey. No, it's not the same. Just stop. I'm like, okay.
No. But you definitely should read the books. I definitely recommend it. But the show is still good. They have.
Yeah, no, the show's amazing. Everybody I know watches the show. I literally don't know anybody that doesn't, except you, Kirk.
I'm getting ready to now that the season's over and I'm about a season and a half behind. Trust me, in the next couple of weeks, there's just going to be a day where I turn off my phone and I pop in that Blu-ray and I'm just going to get it all. I'm going to get it all.
Watch the world burn.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Savanna, what did you think of the music of the episode?
Music?
The soundtrack, the dramatic freaking music. You didn't pay attention to that? Oh my God!
I'm not that deep. I'm sorry.
Oh my God! The music just set the mood of the entire episode.
I was just like, dragons! Fucking look at the dragons! Everybody's so happy. Fucking dragons! Look at the fire.
I got to see one Stark die this season, and that was the best part. So now that I don't have Ramsay, I'm so happy to have Cersei. I hope that Cersei's gonna at least kill Sansa. I hope. And I'm Team Cersei. Her battle dress. I want to wear that to sleep. I want to wear that to work. Yeah. I want to wear that to go.
Do you want her to kill Sansa just because she was so bad in the X-Men film?
She's just so bad at everything. I hate
She
Sansa.
was Sansa dressed up as Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Basically. I
Just
was
saying.
like, oh guys, look.
You know, and one thing that really bothers me about Sansa is like they're acting like the creators are acting like she's such a player, but like she didn't really do anything besides send a letter, and a man just came to her rescue like there have been her entire life. Like she's such a useless female character. She needs to die.
Dude, I love. By the way, you have to understand. I love the fact that one Ian's like, I hope this person fucking dies. I hope this person kills a couple of people. I'm really sick and tired of this fucking character. And literally, the chat right now is just like, Jesus, Ian, like you just want to see fucking blood, bro.
I just hate Sansa so much.
Like, I just almost like picture Ian watching the show with like a Viking helmet and like a pitchfork and a torch and like a wine of mead, just like whole like gullet of mead, just going like, I paid for blood, I paid for blood, like.
And it really bothered me that Ramsay killed one instead of killing Jon Snow when he had like a clear shot. You know, and I didn't like seeing the giant die. You know, that was really sad. And sorry, Kirk, if I'm ruining
So a
something.
giant dies, and you're like, no, but you're like, fucking Starks.
No, because like John and one had this moment when they're like, you know, I did this for you, bro, and then the guy's like, I'm thankful, and then he just gets an arrow to the head. Can people stop getting arrows to the head? The last time this happened, it happened to me in The Walking Dead, when you know that girl's in the middle of her speech. And
Oh, yeah.
You know, she's like, I did this for this beer, and then just arrow to the head. And I was like, fuck, she was saying something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No more arrows to the head. No more. I'm over it.
Just stop.
Not a fan of archery, huh? The cavalry is here. All right.
Oh.
Anyway, good ending, Game of Thrones. That whole
Was it good? Was it a good season finale?
It was very sad.
Oh, 10 out of 10 in my book. And I don't even care about the teleportation going on. I know it doesn't make any sense. I was fine with it. It was all about Cersei. It was just all about Cersei being crazy. And
I hear she's been Queen Bee this year, yeah.
Oh, it was just such a payoff. Like, there's been 5 seasons of her just talking about how she was going to burn cities to the ground, and then she finally does, and you're like, that is what I wanted. That is what you were talking about, and you delivered. She delivered like dominoes.
Yeah, it really has just been her, like, sitting around a lot, drinking wine, getting saved at the last second.
And just being bitchy, and it's just like, do something, and she did. Anyway.
I love how, like, bloodthirsty you are for this show. Like, no, I want them all to fucking die. I hate the Starks. Die.
Well, you know I have this, like, final episode in my head where, like, Dany's dragon just gets speared down, and then she crashes into her death, and then, like, Jon Snow gets his throat cut, and then Arya gets speared. Because the whole thing about Game of Thrones is that nobody gets the throne at the end, because power corrupts. So I feel like the whole thing should be everybody dies, nobody gets the throne.
Dude, that's horrible.
Why? Why is it horrible? It would be epic, and it would make sense.
You don't think anyone should get the throne. You think everyone should just be laid waste.
Yes. That
Damn,
is
dude.
Extinction. That is how this story ends, and this is how the story should end.
What are we dealing with Ian here? I'm now, like, a little afraid.
Sorry. I'm
Are you sorry?
I love Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones, and I want an epic finale, and I think like that would be epic.
Jesus.
I don't even
All
want
I
to
really
read
wanted
the
was
chat.
Ramsay dead. That was the only thing I actually wanted was Ramsay dead.
You got it.
And it should have been worse. That was too easy.
Well, I made a bet with a friend that I thought one was gonna rip him apart, like, you know, limb from limb, like a petal, like petals.
Mhm.
But then that didn't happen.
And you're like, drat.
Bummer.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
What are people in the chat saying? I hope nobody's watching at this point. This is me going crazy now.
No, a couple of people left because they were like, all right, guys, we'll see you later because spoilers. So I respect that. But
how
also,
have they not watched it? Holy shit.
But a couple of people are like, literally, I'm expressing on my face what other people are typing in the chat right now, and it's because, oh my god, Ian, really?
Oh, okay. I don't want to read it. I don't want to read the
No, it's
chat.
great. It's great. Like one of them's like, dude, Ian wants blood. Chip is like, dude, fucking Ian, laugh out loud.
Dude, I'm in Cersei mode. I am in total Cersei mode. Burn them all. Burn them all.
Hashtag Cersei mode.
Yes. Hashtag engage Cersei mode.
Oh my god.
Alcoholic mom.
So now it's time to turn the tables because I haven't caught up with Preacher and you guys have. So talk amongst yourselves.
Here's the thing with Preacher that I do love and I hate. Preacher did get picked up for a second season, so I'm really excited for that. It also got picked up and it's going to have more episodes.
Oh, I hate when they do that.
Yeah, it's going to have more. It's going to have like 13 instead of the regular 10.
Because you know that's when they get greedy. You know, it's like, okay, this is good. Let's give it more episodes. When in
They
reality,
have so much story to tell, though.
Yeah, and
So
it's
much story.
starting. They did something really strange and weird. Again, a lot of what's going on in Preacher is Jesse trying to do the right thing and it blowing up in his face, but not realizing it's going to blow. It's blowed up in his face. So every time he's using the voice of God, and especially he just used it recently on Jackie Earl, he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna follow Christ." So something happened at the end of the episode, and he's following Christ, but I have a sneaking suspicion that he's following a different Christ than the one that Jesse and the church worship and preach and like love and talk about. So he took a shotgun to like 4 other business owners. So that was interesting. Also, Cassidy is out in the fact that Tulip knows what Cassidy is. She like, and the scene is absolutely beautiful. She's like, so fire? He's like, yeah, that's true. And she's like, turn into a bat? He's like, never done it before. And she's like, pointy teeth? He goes, nah, I have to work with these. Like, and she just immediately is just accepting that Cassidy is a vampire and is just sassily like, all right, so do I have to take you down? What do I have to worry about? And Cassidy comes back with, look, I'm going to be straight with you, love. I'll fall in for you. And Cassidy is now like, just, I love you. Which, by the way, Tulip is Jesse's ex-girlfriend. Well, by the way, like, Cassidy calls Jesse his best friend. So right away we got a really gnarly love triangle, and I love the fact that Cassidy is just going full fucking bore because he's fucking Cassidy, and he's just like, yep, I love you. I'll fall for you.
He loves the ladies.
Yes, he does. Because he was loving on some ladies over at the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas last episode. So it just I'm loving again. Everyone keeps bitching about the setup. Meanwhile, I'm like, I love the setup. At the same time, my only real complaint about Preacher at this point is that the comic got great when they hit the road, and it becomes like them and their adventures, like traveling Route 66. The fact that we haven't left this little town yet is starting to drive me nuts. Like,
do you think they'll leave it?
I don't know.
I think so. They better.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like all the I'm wondering if this is just all going to stay in this little town. But I mean, the finale's tonight, and I haven't seen it yet.
Wait, finale?
Isn't it? Or is it 2 more episodes than the finale?
Wait, are we in the finale already? I thought I was only a week behind.
Jeez. I haven't watched the new episode yet, but I'm wondering, like, stop you, Bill. I don't know.
Good.
So good, Preacher. But yeah, man, I'm waiting for them to hit the road. Hit the fucking road.
I think it's coming.
But I do genuinely think the comic is better, but I am still loving Preacher for what it is as a TV show by itself, because it's still better than a lot of the other television that's out there. And I am hooked, and I'm glad that it's doing its own thing as opposed to just rehashing the comic. Like, I mean, like, by itself, like, Preacher is one of my favorite things.
For like 3 weeks in a row, we'll repeat it. Watch The Preacher.
Yeah. And it got renewed for season 2, so, like, guys, please, keep watching it. I love the cast. I mean, I do. I really do love the cast. Like, everyone just does exactly
very entertaining. There's not shit else on TV anyway.
Right. That's why you watch Preacher.
That's why we read so many books.
True.
Burn.
I wonder if anybody's watching Pretty Little Liars.
Don't do Pretty Little Liars.
Can't
Yeah,
say.
do it.
I'm finishing up a. Well, I had to rage quit fucking 100 last night because I'm watching on Netflix right now.
Ugh.
Why? Wait, season 3 is on Netflix already?
No, I'm halfway through season 2.
Oh, you're not even done, dude. I
I've
did the
just
100 season 1 and 2 in 2 days, and I called into work on that Monday.
oh shit. So you're caught up on season 3 already.
No, I haven't seen season 3. I'm gonna wait for season 3 to get to Netflix.
Okay, so I'm halfway through season 2 right now, and I got angry and I had to turn off the show last night.
At what part? At what part? Tell me.
Okay, so the Sky People and the Land People and their uneasy alliance, which, like, I'm still upset about the alliance in the first place. I don't think it should be happening, and I just keep getting pissed off at Clark for just constantly making stupid, dumb decisions in order to, like, prove their worth, or, like, oh, well, we have to set an example, and it might mean me getting my ass kicked. I'm like, I'm done. I still love the show, but I was just getting so angry because they're trying to create this whole, like, unity truce thing between the two tribes, and it's like, obviously no one wants it to happen.
Between the grounders and Clark's camp, right?
Yeah, between the Grounders and the Sky People. Like,
Yeah.
obviously no one wants it. No one wants it.
Wait, have you touched on the people living in Mount Cloud? I think it's called. It's called Mount Cloud.
What?
It's Mount Cloud. Yeah, it's Mount Cloud, the one with, like, the museum, and they're, like, living inside the mountain.
Yeah. Okay, so you've touched on that. That shit gets crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You better be ready.
Oh, yeah.
That shit gets crazy fast.
Yeah.
Like
Freaking. Sorry. Savannah literally knows what to do when we start talking 100. She's like, hold on.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Season 2 is my favorite, so I think you're gonna love it. Keep at it. Don't rage quit it. Don't rage quit it.
No, I just, maybe I shouldn't do it, like, after I've had a really, really long day at work, and I was, like, trying to eat healthy after work, and I'm, like, watching this, like, I need a fucking burrito with this, not, like,
where
chicken.
are my Doritos?
Yes, where are my Doritos?
Clark is a
Mountain
really,
Dew.
really nice character.
And my Crystal Pepsi. That's what I need with, like, I need something when I watch the 100 that I can squeeze and, like, break and tear apart. No.
You're amazing.
So, but I do. I'm getting caught up. Don't worry. We'll talk. What do we got?
What else do we need to talk about?
That was it, dude. That's all our freaking.
How to practically, God, I'm baked. How to safely practice using fireworks.
Yes.
Fire safety, my
Guys,
friend.
I want you guys to be safe this
safety,
4th.
my friends.
I definitely have decided that I'm going to go out tonight, but I'm probably not going to go out tomorrow and stay with the dog. I want people to be safe with their stupid fireworks. I want to go to parks. Be careful around neighborhoods where there's veterans with PTSD. The older I get,
Sparklers in each hand. Go stand in your bathtub. Close the shower curtains. Maybe put some, like, dry, fluffy stuff. Maybe some lint at your feet.
Yeah.
And just do a fire dance.
Go up in fucking flames.
Go crazy.
Happy 4th.
Go crazy.
Happy 4th.
I literally
Pyromaniac.
played in a band once with. He's still one of my friends, but I played in a band once with a guy. We called him Mickey Fingers. He was missing this, and this, and he could still play guitar, but he was missing. He only had nubs because he was holding an M80.
Not a joke.
Yeah.
Kids.
So I have seen
Oh
firsthand.
my
Like,
God.
yeah, and he actually got a tattoo on his leg of, like, a firecracker exploding.
I bet
Do you
jerking
guys-
off feels really different.
Do you guys want me to tell you a really embarrassing story?
Of course.
It's related to 4th of July.
Go
Of
for it.
course.
Okay, so I grew up in Guatemala, and I was, it wasn't 4th of July. I didn't know what it was back then, but we had, those little baggies of those things that you can, like, pop by throwing in the ground.
Oh yeah.
Poppers.
Okay, poppers. And, this is so embarrassing,
Oh, please keep going.
Okay, I changed my mind.
Did you pretend to be Gambit? Did you pretend to be Gambit?
No. I was eating a bag of Cheetos, and I accidentally popped a popper in my mouth, and it exploded.
Ew, I bet that was yucky.
Dude, are you
Oh
okay?
my god, I'm surprised I didn't blow half of my face. You're
Did you,
crazy.
well, it's just a little. Did it burn your mouth? Like it should probably would have just burned you.
Well, it
Unless
just
you
went
have so much
in my mouth.
saliva. Really? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was scary. Don't do it. I don't I survived it and I still look pretty cute, but like don't try it at home.
Like,
I hate them because of the fucking mess that they leave. I hate them. Ugh.
I haven't. Yeah, I mean, like, I have questions. Like, did it
So why do they
explode?
come in a bag of sawdust? Like, do you know what that sawdust does? It
It
gets embedded
exploded.
in
It
everything.
exploded in my mouth. Yeah.
Oh,
Shit.
that's what she said.
Oh,
So good.
dude.
Ping.
Man. The chat's asking if anyone's watching Outcast right now, and I think I'm gonna pick it up after.
Oh, I'm not. I'm curious about it
I have
though.
it DVR'd, and everybody, I've been meaning to do it, but like I said, I have all these damn books I gotta read all the time. I don't watch any of the TV.
Yeah, I don't.
Sorry,
Seriously wondering about
I watched
Outcast.
Outlander, and it's boring as shit. Okay, Outlander's not boring as shit. It's very historically correct, and I like the story of it. It's very slow, but I hate the lead character. She's such like a little
So basically,
weak,
what you're saying is you're watching a boring show because it's a bunch of Scottish dudes in kilts.
basically.
Yeah, right on. Sweet.
But the chick, the main character, is like a chick that goes back in time to this like fucking magical fucking stones, and she's like this like wannabe. They like try to push her off as this power chick, but she's not a power chick. She's kind of dumb and a bad actress. Honestly, I
Okay.
think that's all it is. She's just a bad actress. But
The books are good.
the books are good, and the sets are incredible, and the attention to detail is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I hear fireworks too. I was like, "Who's knocking?" Well,
I'm not even joking, dude. My dog is now like officially curled up underneath the chair. He's
aw.
not doing well. Yeah. So
If you have Benadryl, just give her a couple
I know
Benadryl.
Outlander's really good. I know the ladies love it.
Yeah,
I want you
boring,
guys to
though.
please
Boring as fuck.
definitely read the books and watch the show because I'm Scottish as fuck, so it makes me feel
Yeah.
good that ladies love that.
If you like Scottish things and you like period stuff, like that is the way to go because it is
And then-
good. It is very, very, very good in those two senses. But it's the acting is bad.
Yeah, and I am hearing Outcast is following the comic book almost panel by panel, but the show is doing it better than the comic book.
Okay, because the comic book is amazing for Outcast.
Okay.
I love the comic book, and I've been a little sketched out about the show because I love the book so much, and I really want to finish the book.
Okay.
But I think I don't know if it's completely done. But
I feel like Outcast is going to be the show that like I wait for the whole season to come out and I'll take it down.
I think I have a DVR, but I don't know. I have to look. I'm out of touch with my DVR. I have like 2% of storage left. It's bad right now. It's bad, guys. I'm out of control.
Like I'm just
don't
reading.
know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's happening in there. This Game of Thrones is over. Now nothing else matters.
Uh,
So
know. I think it was-
what are we reading next week?
okay. A lot
What
of
are we
people were really
reading
upset.
next week?
What? I think a lot of people were upset that we didn't do Velvet this week.
Velvet? They want us to do Velvet?
Wait.
A lot of people want us to do Velvet.
Okay,
We-
I love Velvet. Velvet is great.
Were we supposed to?
Have you? do
I
you think
mentioned it
Ian
last-
will like Velvet? Okay,
Yeah,
people in chat, do you think Ian will like Velvet? Because that's not
Please.
one that I would recommend to him, honestly.
Okay, because a lot of people like we mentioned Velvet last episode, and people were like, "Yeah." And then we also mentioned Umbrella Academy, and like the other half of the chat went, "Yeah."
You
So that's why I was like,
UV.
so I think Velvet's really good. I think we're trying to figure out like a couple months ahead. I'm on a personal mission right now to get Ian to read Scott Pilgrim. I think he would love Scott Pilgrim. But that's
He
gonna
would love Scott Pilgrim.
That's coming down the road. But I think we should do Volume 1 of Velvet next week.
Yep.
And then, and on top of that, Ian, it's been a while since you've picked a book. I want you to pick a book. So I want
There's that too. Like, come on.
Yeah, dude. So I want to do Velvet next week, but the week after that, you got to pick one, buddy.
I want to pick Deathmatch.
Really?
What's a death match?
Deathmatch is awesome.
Isn't it?
Oh,
What's a death match? I don't know. The death
Okay.
match sounds like something I know in my life.
Ian.
Should I explain it a little bit?
Points. All of them.
Should I
Dude.
explain it a little bit?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the next 2 weeks, next week is Velvet, and the week after that is motherfucking Deathmatch. Yes.
Okay, what's death match? Tell me what it is. Who's writing
Okay.
it?
Was Paul Jenkins?
Yeah, I'll have Kirk describe it. He'll do a better
Okay,
job.
so deathmatch. Oh shit, do I have it here? Please tell me I got it here so I can show it off.
Okay, I'll do it. Hurry up.
I'm looking.
Because death
Yeah.
match makes me
Yes.
think of like 15 different things at
Okay,
once.
okay. All
Oh,
right.
it's not at all what you think it is. Be ready to have your fucking mind blown.
Right.
Oh, them's big words, bro.
All right, so deathmatch. We're going to do deathmatch in 2 weeks. And here's the reason why I'm saying 2 weeks on deathmatch. It's 3 volumes. I want you guys to at least get past volume 1. If you can do volume 2, that'd be great. If you can do all 3 volumes, even better. So we're going to give you 2 weeks to do deathmatch. Next week, we'll do volume 1 of Velvet. But deathmatch, it was done by Boom Studios, and it was Paul Jenkins. And basically, he pitched like a awesome Watchmen, like Secret Wars type story to like a bunch of the major comic book companies, and all of them said there's no way we can do that. So he was like, "Fuck you, I'm going to do it my own on his own." And it's basically watching all these different superheroes, and like one guy is very much supposed to be Spider-Man, one guy is very much supposed to be Superman, but they're like all completely new characters created for the series. And they
I
all
would say
get
kind of like doppelgangers or avatars of heroes
monologues.
you already know and love.
Yeah.
Like there's like a
Did you
Superman.
say knockoffs?
Yes. Knockoff
Yeah.
monologues.
Well, don't say knockoffs. That makes it like not.
No,
Yeah.
see now, knockoffs may sound like a derogatory term, but to me that's very appealing. Like I love the knot.
You know how
Like-
like the way someone explained to me is like, remember Watchmen? Watchmen, each character was a analog
Yeah.
of a character from DC. So I like knockoff
Or like
and I like
Bizarro,
analog.
kind of.
And the art is fucking amazing.
Who's doing the art?
And the art is Carlos Magno.
Hmm.
And basically all these people get plucked from time. Like imagine did you guys ever watch Cube? Like these people
Yes, I love the Cube series.
Cube is awesome. We need to do a Cube night.
What?
All these heroes get plucked out, and now they're thrown into like a death match, and like heroes are siding with villains, and it's almost like watching Survivor, but people are actually fucking dying when they get picked to go into the arena.
Okay.
But
But the cool part is,
yeah,
after they're done with the fights in the arena, and then they come back out, they can't remember what they've done.
but they don't
these
know
characters have,
either,
like-
so they only find out why they're there, why they're trapped here while they're in the arena, and they're like, fuck, I gotta fight this person, and friends fight friends, like some fight lovers, some fight enemies, but you only know why you're there until you're in the arena, and they're like, yeah, I gotta fucking kill this guy, even if it's my friend, even if it's somebody I had sex with, even if it's a villain, like I have to kill this person, and then you don't find out what the mystery is until the very end.
And I mean, guys, it is
Okay, so they don't know
just like this.
what happened when they come out of the arena?
Yeah, they forget why they're there.
Oh.
But there's some
So-
like over
Okay.
there's a being.
I will
with
totally read
power
that.
that's controlling them.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Say
that's
no
why,
more.
Ian, thank you. We'll do that in 2
Awesome.
weeks. I want you guys to get caught up on Deathmatch because it's
2
3
weeks.
volumes, and we're going to talk about the whole thing.
So, okay, guys, 3 weeks. It's going to be Scott Pilgrim, and then it's going to be Deathmatch, and then it's going to be Velvet.
Okay, so are we doing Velvet first, then
Okay.
Deathmatch, and then Scott Pilgrim?
Okay, backwards. Velvet's next week. Velvet is next week.
And then in 2
Baker
weeks,
Phillips.
2 weeks Deathmatch, and in 3 weeks Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. How much of Scott Pilgrim, by the way?
I don't know. What do you think?
There's a ton of Scott Pilgrim. How far do you want to get?
Isn't there just like a first book?
Start with from the beginning.
Let's start with Volume 1.
Okay.
But Ian said Deathmatch, and I want you guys to read all. Yes.
Oh, it's such a cool mystery.
Dude. Did you say Deathmatch? Ah!
Deathmatch, bro. Like it's so. I think Savannah's gonna love it.
Yes.
It sounds like something I will totally love. I'm
Savannah.
already like, I need to read that right now.
And you know why? I already understand why Ian loves it. It's Game of Thrones with superheroes, and it totally feeds his bloodlust.
Well, it's just like yeah, I gotta. Yeah, there's blood in every round. It's like somebody
That's
fucking died.
amazing. I like that shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right. Look at that! Look at us! We have a plan.
We have a plan, guys! Woohoo!
The good news is we'll do Velvet, we'll do Deathmatch, then we'll do Scott Pilgrim, and then I will be at San Diego Comic-Con. Fuck yes!
And Kirk is gonna buy us those Saga figures for Savanna and I.
I'm going. I have fucking preview night tickets.
I heard from the guys at my shop that they printed a fuckload of those Saga figures.
Did they?
Fuckload of them.
Good.
So you should be able to.
I almost wish I could wire you some money so you can buy me. I mean, I don't know. Do I really want it? Do I need it or do I want it?
You let me know, because maybe I've got it, maybe I don't.
I got the mighty need.
I got a mighty need.
Yes, sir.
I need them Saga figures. You guys know what I'm talking about, guys. Look up over what's Skybound. They're doing limited edition Sagas action figures. For
the
Marco
box is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I also pre-ordered. I have to wait until next year, but I pre-ordered the Ramona Flowers Mondo statue.
I know, it's beautiful. I saw that. I heard they're also doing a Lion Cat
Statue.
Yes.
I want to
Sign me up for that one.
Yeah, I want to see that one. I wonder if the Lion Cat statue needs to go with my action figures. We'll see. So.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe not.
I think that's it.
Later, dude.
It was a good episode. Guys, remember, comments down below. Please keep the conversations going. What else do you want us to be reading? What Marvel Cinematic XXX parody porns should we be
No, you guys.
Yes.
You ask them because they will go forth and dig for you, and that's some things that you can't unsee, bro.
Captain America is actually the sub in the Bucky Cap relationship.
Oh no, I don't want to know.
Also,
I will send you
other
some
really great
screenshots,
straight
Savannah.
porn for guys like me, who, you know, for science, I will watch a gay porn for my friends. But is there a really good She-Hulk porn out there? Is there any Star Trek green alien lady porn out there for me? Comments down below.
Oh my God.
You know what? Might as well.
Godspeed.
Guys, let's tell everyone where you can find you on the internets really quickly.
You can find me at Ian Alexander on literally every site with the exception of Facebook and now Tumblr.
And not Tumblr. Whatever you
And
do,
not
not Tumblr.
Not Tumblr.
Don't look for my Tumblr.
Not look for him on Tumblr.
Anyway, I heard he just made his likes invisible though, so.
I know. It was, you know how terrifying it was that my perverted brain was available for everybody to see. Do you know what I like sometimes? It's bad.
I can only imagine, and you just took that from me, so go fuck off. bring that action back, please. I'll take that. Yes.
Oh no.
And you can find me at Galactus Hungers on Instagram. Twitter is Hydro_Honey, and my Tumblr is Galactus-Hungers.
And it's safe for work.
And mine is totally safe for work because it's just comic book stuff mostly.
And Savannah sold it to me. She says that her Tumblr, if you really want to get to know her, look at her Tumblr.
Yeah, how her brain works is her Tumblr.
Yeah, something like that.
Comic books on comic books on comic books.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
I'm at Kirk Like Stuff. I'm usually on Twitter. My Instagram is I finally figured out people were asking me to do haul videos, and I kind of hate haul videos.
I love haul videos.
I think it's a whole lot of like, look what I bought and you didn't, so na boo boo, stick your head in doo doo type stuff.
No. Some YouTubers do that. Not everybody. It's you know.
I like talking about the books, but what I did do is I did start figuring out when I come home or when I go to the shop on Wednesdays that the stuff that I don't get digitally, I started using my Instagram to show you what I pick up in a little video.
That's what I do on my Instagram. I post my books in my anal retentive OCD order every single week, every Wednesday, and I do that so that I can talk to the people that want to talk about them, and they don't have to ask me every week, what did you pull, what did you pull? This is what I pulled, and this is where we can talk about it.
Yeah, that's what I started using my Instagram for. So
I'm gonna start doing that.
do it, because honestly, like, there's some really great hash. You can do comic talk, comics, comic books, comic hauls. New Comic Book Day, New Comic Book Day hauls. Like, you find this show is all about building the community. So I discovered on Instagram there's a whole awesome comic book community there. So if you post that little like 30-second video of just me like shuffling through my comics, my thread is just people wanting to talk about comic books, and that's when I was like, oh shit! I finally figured out how to do like a haul video without like hating my life.
You know what I noticed? Free Comic Book Day was really a big deal this year.
Mm-hmm.
It gets bigger every year.
Yeah, it does get bigger. There was people that were just saying, "Oh, it's Free Comic Book Day," and they were like, "I don't read comics," but they're like, "Let's go anyway." It was really cool. Like, I actually saw people talking that way, like outside of the comic book stores, getting a lot of people in.
Well, I mean,
awesome.
Comic book stores have started realizing that they need to have event days and vendor days and days that inspire people to come in and get free shit, look at the shit that's on the shelves, and then they do a lot of sales. My comic book store ran sales like every Saturday that month, all different ones, and they promoted that on their New Comic Book Day. It's just smart for them to do this.
Dude,
you know
like,
I mean?
I Savannah hates me for this, but I have no loyalty to any one comic shop.
I'm like a ride or die till I will not set foot in a comic book store.
My new comic book day is going to 4 or 5 different shops because they're all doing cool shit. Like the one in North Hollywood that I go to once in a while, like they rented out the entire club bar across the street from me and did a mini little con for New Comic Book Day. That's how I got to meet the guys that do Joyride, who like I'm now stalking because I want to be their BFFs. So
I've been too mistreated in too many comic book shops.
What's that?
I've been too mistreated in too many comic book shops to not be loyal to the best one in the valley.
There are shops I will not go to because they've been fucking dicks. My list of shops in LA that I love. I love Earth 2, both locations, Sherman Oaks and Northridge. In fact, my love for comic books started at the Northridge location back when it was the Golden Apple. What else? A new shop opened up at Burbank called the Perky Nerd. That one's really cute. I like that one. They've also got gaming space there. I go to Blast Off up the street, North Hollywood. And then there's another one. I'm forgetting it. Burbank. Amy works there. But I never see her because she's not there on the days I go in. House of Secrets. House of Secrets is awesome, too.
Yeah. I shop at Collector's Paradise in the Valley.
They win all the awards. They're in Winnetka.
They're in Winnetka. They also have one in Pasadena.
Oh, I did not know that.
They have the most incredible pull subscription ever. It's you log on, you have to be invited. It's all chronological. They show the new weeks. You can add things with just clicking things. You can remove things. You can see it all early and edit it up until it's rad.
Yeah, so, I'm a big fan of, like, if there are pricks or assholes behind the counter or that frequent your shop, then don't go to them.
And if your shop won't stand up for you, like my shop will never ever let anybody talk to me or anybody I know or any of their customers badly. They will. Yeah. I've seen them dismiss people for that shit. No.
Here's something. You know what? It's something. Darren, my friend Darren, he used to work at Earth 2, and he taught me something. He said, as a retailer, he would never ever badmouth something in the shop if there were people there, because you never know what you're badmouthing is probably someone else's favorite thing.
Totally.
And I think it's a really good rule when you're in a comic book shop. Like, you shouldn't be like fucking shaming people because we're all kind of there for the same fandom in the first place, anyways.
The only time I will ever say anything negative is when he promotes something and I really didn't like it. Like, he really promoted that Renato Jones book, The 1%, and he was telling a lot of people how good it was. I fucking hated that book.
Dude, I love Carrie. Dude, it's so funny you bring that up. I love Carrie Andrews. He did Power Fist. No, he did Immortal Iron Fist comic.
Yes.
I didn't like his new project. You're right.
I didn't like it at all. It was garbage. It was absolute garbage. I was like, I'm not reading this. And I told him, I was like, I really didn't like that one. He was like, oh, bummer. And that's it. Yeah. Be respectful because there's other people around.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
You save your shit.
Fuck, I hated that book. It was so bad. It had no purpose. It had no direction. It was overwritten. The art sucked. I would never say that.
Dude, do you know, I know we've been trying to log off, but like I'm really glad we had this conversation quickly. Do you know what happens when you find amazing people in comic book shops? So my friend Harley, I just happen to have this here. My friend Harley works at Blast Off up the street, and I do go to them for a lot of my trades. We were talking about Jamie S. Rich. He is the editor over at Vertigo right now. He wrote Lady Killer, which is a really good comic. He's done a bunch of other stuff with Tula and he wrote a book called Cut My Hair that I found when I was in high school, and it's it's an actual book that has minor illustrations in it once in a while, and it was really about like a disenfranchised punk kid growing up and like kind of not dealing with life in a mature way, and it really, I mean, it was my Holden Caulfield moment. It was definitely the right book, and I loved it forever. I loved it. My friend Harley, we're talking about it. She goes, if you've got that copy, will you please bring it in for me? I'd really like to check it out. And I went, of course. So I loaned her this book. She calls me a week later, and she goes, yeah, sorry, I was lying to you. And that's Jamie Ace Rich and a note and a signature that she got for me. And went to him and went, this guy really loved that book, and like he's been holding on to like the first edition forever.
So cool.
That's what happens when you find a really awesome comic book shop with really great people that like are passionate about your fandoms.
So cool.
So I need to do that on Twitter, but I just happen to have it sitting here, and I wanted to tell that story. Like that's a relationship that you want to start with your comic shop, and they should be like striving to do stuff like that for you.
Mm-hmm.
And also read this book because it's absolutely amazing. It's all about punk rock and growing up, and like I said, it was my Holden Caulfield moment.
Aww.
Anyways,
That's so special.
yeah. That was a good episode. Ian, I missed you.
Oh, I missed you guys too.
We missed you, Dick.
We can't do this without you.
I have to say my favorite episodes of the series are the ones with just the two of you.
Yeah, because you get to just watch.
Yeah.
I like to drag you into it.
Because those are the only ones I've actually watched.
Oh. Well, you're missing
Those
out.
guys are so
Bunch
good.
of bullshit.
I need to take a break maybe every 5 episodes so I can have an episode for myself.
That sounds like some bullshit.
Yeah.
I won't have it. I will not have it.
No. If anything else, we're going to start having like a fourth person out of the chat join in once in a while, so that they get to talk to your shining face instead of the chat. You get to do that once every 5 episodes.
We need to get
don't get to
people
drop out.
on just to like ask questions, just to annoy them.
I think that's a good idea. I think we should. Like, I want to have Ox. I didn't see him tonight because I think he was busy with July 4th stuff, but Samurai Ox. Like, I want to have him on. I want to have Brian on. I want to have Jonathan on. Like, I mean, our
would be down, yeah.
awesome little group that, like, I want to start having these people on when they read the comic and they come on for like 15 or 20 minutes while we do the segment.
Friends.
Good to start doing that. Because, by the way, our subscriptions are up, and by the way, our views started going up. So I don't know what we did, but the last 2 weeks have been like, boom!
Holy, I know. Your channel's booming, Kirk.
It's going to be our channel once we move it over to DC. Anyways, I'll shut the fuck up. I know people want to go do stuff.
Like snack. Oh my god, I got a hot date with a bowl of Cocoa Puffs.
Right?
Oh my god, I have Chinese food in my kitchen.
Oh yeah, it's going down.
Yeah. Which, by the way, even the chat was like, oh yeah, I talked to Ox earlier. He's at a birthday party tonight. He says hello. Like, that's
Oh
the
my
fucking...
buddy, we miss you. We
That's
miss
the community
you.
we're
We'll
building.
Go back and watch this later.
That's awesome. That's the community we're building. Internet strangers going like, oh yeah, I talked to him. I'm not going to see him in the chat tonight. That's awesome! All right.
He's got shit to do.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. So this is Your Mom's Basement, episode 19. Episode 20 next week. We're talking Velvet, Volume 1. Comments down below. Show Ian a lot of love and tell him that you're glad that he's back. And we will see you next week. All right, guys? Be safe this 4th of July. Kisses for everyone.
Later, dudes.
Bye.